What up, chat? How we doing? Apologies for apologies for doubting your YM vision last night. You nailed it. It worked. It it did the damn thing. I'm gonna be honest, it did it. Gotta fix these charts a little bit. But I do have a little clip from yesterday's stream that I'm gonna rewatch. Mainly regarding the YM. I didn't have time to mark all these out before, so y'all are gonna see me do it. And then we'll get to the chat. This is usually what I'm doing right before every stream. Right now, I'm just marking out the prior day highs and lows. Little points of interest that we can pay attention to. Obviously, the lows aren't going to matter. If we test yesterday's lows, it went south really quick. And then open. All right. How we doing, chat? Terrible one. I don't know if you're on, but Lamelli streamed. So I don't know what you necessarily mean by no Lamelli session today. He streamed the full 2 hours in Costa Rica. He caught like a little 20 points on NQ. What up, Dev? What up, MES Polar Bear? Voltrue, Luis. No, is that Lewis? It's either Lewis or Luis. Mark, JTP, Eldred, Steve. As much as I don't want to, short feels right. I mean, at this point, I'm at the point where I'm open to shorting just because of what the market has done. Like it's getting to a point where like I'm open to it. At some point, it's gonna work. It's gonna go. I'm open to potentially stab at times. Open's gonna be there. Sorry, I'm just fixing all my charts really quick, making sure everything's set. What up, 21? What up, Gianni? That's what I'm waiting for, the open. You're waiting for the open test on NQ to see if we reject it. Okay. What would be weird is obviously we've been talking about that NQ puke day. The puke day where we gap up aggressively and then fail. Imagine it's something like this, where we get the daily higher low, beautiful buy, new all-time highs, YM up 1,000 points off the lows, RTY ripping back to the highs. And then we just get a very subtle fail to go higher that just dumps it. Am I saying that's going to happen? No. But it'd be funny. What up, Ja? Yeah. Steve, I'm just saying, we've been streaming on YouTube for 2 weeks now. That's the second 1,000-point YM move that we've called out. If like live, you could watch it back. It's there. I have another little clip from that I want to show from yesterday. I was waiting for a few more people to get in. Fair warning, I'm not going to know how loud this is on your end. I'm going to turn it down a little bit just in case. It is quite literally like 10 seconds or so, but it's something that I want to look at. Spotify, and then we're going to go. All right. Damn, that screen looks dark. But this is from yesterday's stream at the YM. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not after I play it. I'm not there yet on gold. I can't wait for YM over the next like 48 hours to get a 700-point move and get us right back up to where we were before. And that chart just looked phenomenal. So that's from yesterday's stream. Were you guys able to hear that? Sounds good. Perfect. Yeah. So the YM was down at what, 40? No, I got to go back a little bit. Where was that at? During that clip, how did I already mess up the time? Oh, I went too far. Technical difficulties. I'll figure it out. There. The YM is at 48,875. What we talked about there was the potential of getting an 800-point move within the next 48 hours for this chart to look phenomenal. 48,875 is down here. We were back over here. We are currently up 1,100 points. So you can't say we didn't call that shit. What up, Joe? What up, Armani? Sigma? Tati? Robert? But yeah, I mean, it was there. We got exactly what we wanted on the YM. I traded it intraday on options. I even put it in the Discord. Yeah, Brian. So what I did, I took it this morning on one of the evals I had. Passed that eval, got back in, made $1,000 on the funded because it was a lucid, so I could fund it within 5 minutes. At the same time, I got in option strikes for tomorrow. 2 different strikes. I posted it in the Discord that I was longing it. I wasn't able to post like the exact entry. Ran up, I think 170%. Did I sell early? Yeah, but I made enough that I'm okay with that. Yeah, no, I traded it the entire majority of the day. I got out up here around like 49, like 680 to 720-ish. What up, Bish? The YM. Why was I interested? And I know I talked about this yesterday a little bit, but I'll dive back into it. Yeah, Brian, it was execute. Now I did fuck up a little bit. I took a little bit of a dumb trade after. I only gave back like 25% of the profits, so it's nothing. But I tried a short, not gonna lie. Tried it. Wasn't on the indices though, but it failed. YM. Talked about it yesterday. What was I looking at? This massive support area. We drew this on stream live. Huge support from prior all-time high here. We rejected this multiple times throughout this entire consolidation. Hit it 3-4 times again here on the dailies. Consolidated here. Was a resistance again here. We came down, tested that. I don't expect a resistance that big to just slam through. If it does, we're on D-Day. If that resistance just breaks, the floodgates are open, this chart's going down. I'm willing to take the risk there on the potential of that strong of a support. When we end up starting to hold that, that's when we started looking at the lower time frames of the potential for it to overall consolidate. Obviously, we did start to push a little bit lower. What we have to remember, though, at the same time, the other indices look like this. I highly doubt if ES and NQ look like they are going to slam all-time highs, that the YM is going to sell off 2-3%. Well, if the YM holds, how large of a potential is the upside? Well, we're getting a massive support tested. Once we start to hit that and the structure actually builds on the lower time frames, where's our resistance? We talked about 50,000. Did we get there? No, but we got 100 points away after being 1,300 points away from it last night. So that just shows where the risk to reward is on that chart and exactly why I was looking for that move. And it happened. We talked about the RTY yesterday doing it as well. That happened. All the names rallied really, really nicely today. The thing is, though, at some point, they're going to stop rallying. And the longer we rally, the closer that day is going to come. Do I know when it's going to happen? No. But I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world with like the war, whatever. It usually happens over the weekend. Will I take a small potential short over the weekend? Possibly. I don't know yet. That's a tomorrow thing, but possibly. What up, Diana? Just letting you know I'm still a bitch. What a way to start the sentence, Joe. What a way to start the sentence. I was long ES from 71.77. and I was too scared to hold, so I took profit. Could have literally held all day. Joe, you've only been, if I remember right from yesterday, you've only been trading for 4 months, right? If you would have held all day, you would have been above 90% of traders already. Most people can't hold that long. It is a bitch to hold that long in the market. Yeah. So you haven't been trading long. You'll learn. You're still in your beginning phase, even though you're doing well right now, right? You're not losing out your ass from what I've seen in the chat and what we talked about. You'll be able to hold better as time goes. Right now, you're not going to. Your goal is to catch what you can, what you're comfortable with, and how long you're able to hold. Maybe let one contract go and run. But brother, I'm sure you caught a nice trade off that long. What up, Kayla? Stock market baby, what's up? What's going on, Rong? Just passed another My Funded Futures eval. Now it's 3 funded plus the eval I won today on the giveaway. I hope you pass that account. Get yourself to 4 fundeds because that is insane. Speaking of which, we do have a giveaway today. Let me double check to make sure I do have the code. I should. I do. All right. Yes. So we're going to have an Alpha Futures code to give away today. That'll be happening later in the stream, and y'all better like the stream because if you don't like the stream, we just won't do the giveaway. We got to get the likes up today. We get them up, show the love, we'll give it away later. I have a hard time holding a trade longer than 5 minutes. I'm also stalking the indices because we are setting possible lower highs here. Oil is possibly setting a higher low. If it gets above 106, I think we rip right back up to 110s without a question. Do I have my brokers open? I do. Okay. I gotta put my brokers over here. All right, just in case I need to execute on something. So I have a hard time holding for a trade longer than 5 minutes. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless you truly want to be more of a swing trader, that's fine. What I would do is size drastically down and just work on higher time frame convictions, which is going to come from like the 15 and the hourly for the most part. If you get those set up to where you have strong conviction within those charts, now you're trading the 15 for one candle to play out. You need at least to hold 15 minutes. Something I love to do is enter a trade and then zoom out on a certain time frame, maybe manage from like the 15, even maybe the hourly, just to let yourself hold longer. If you're sitting there staring at the 1 or 2 minute chart, you're going to sell earlier if you struggle with it. That's just how it goes. It's also one of the reasons I don't use a 2 minute chart outside of Asia session. During Asia session, I'll use it. Polar Bear, Jake's part of the reason I took options. I wasn't at my computer yet. I saw the notification on my phone that Jake got in YM. So I was like, oh, YM must be doing what we talked about and doing well. Pulled up the charts, saw it, entered within probably 5-10 minutes. I hold normally on evals, but on fundeds, I feel like a rehabilitating crackhead. You're likely just scared you're going to blow it. Number one thing I would do is you just have to figure out a way to reset your psychology with that because it's the exact same account. Evals and fundeds are both paper trading. In reality, they're the exact same account. Nothing's different about it except maybe some of the rules. If you need to, size down a little bit, build the buffer, build the conviction on it. So that way you get a little more comfortable and then start to trade how you normally trade. It's the money aspect. People don't think about it with prop firms. Once you're funded, oh, I can get a payout on this account. Now you start thinking about the payout potential and you worry about blowing it, or you try to make a bunch of money and then you blow it. Even though it's the exact same account, the exact same type of trades, everything all around, it's just the fact that you can now get a payout that you're now over fixated on it and you either stress out and just trade horribly or you get greedy. That's at least from my overall perspective, what I've seen and what I've also done in the past. I'm up 3K today, but only 400 on the funded. 400 on the funded is a beautiful day, Joe. Ain't nothing wrong with that. How do you feel about NQ longs? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm really trying to figure out what I want to do. Because yes, it looks delusional to short here, but if we have a really big rejection like we currently have and we start spiking back lower, what are we doing? Daily failure to go higher on 3 of the names because RTY hasn't spiked yesterday's high yet. That means ES, NQ, and YM all could daily fail to go higher. I'm not over eager to slam shorts on the charts. I'm open to trading either way, but I would love more of a consolidation day. If we get more of aggressive pullback, I can tell you I will definitely be swinging shorts over the weekend. For me, I feel like expectations aren't insane right now for at least the first 30 minutes of this session. But I think tomorrow could open up our eyes with the charts a little bit. Short on NQ. I mean, like I said, I'm open to either or. NQ is currently downtrending. That's what I'm paying attention to. ES, if we continue to sit below 72.50s, we're below yesterday's highs. If we look at the 15-minute, we have this end of day now support right here around 50. If we start to break that, there's a chance we go down towards 37s. Also, those of you that know the DGen hours eval that we saved last night, it's gone. It's in the grave. What happened? I longed somewhere like here. No, not quite here. Somewhere in this area, I got stopped out right there on longs. So that account liquidated. I'm like, shit. Once again, it was an eval. Had like $800 in drawdown. We were trying to bring it back from the grave after a DGen hours. Is gone. What up, Dev? It got DGen. Steve, it was a solid entry. The only problem is I used too much size. I didn't realize how volatile NQ was being down here. I didn't notice that every single 5-minute candle was 50 plus points. And I had like 10 MNQ. And yeah, that P&L dissipated. I'm trying to keep up on chat real quick, but y'all are cruising. We already got 220 people in here. If y'all like what we're doing on Project 365, hit the like button. Help us get more followers. Some of y'all came in from the YouTube algorithm. If you did, it's because people like to stream. So if y'all can keep liking it, I'll appreciate it. We will be doing the Alpha Futures giveaway. I would like to see us get 200 likes. That should be easy. We're already at 213 people in here. 200 should be a walk in the park. Hope everyone managed well today. Yes, sir. Hope you did too. Held 200 points for the first time, but that was painful. That's awesome. The crazy thing is, like 200 points today. It's a beautiful hold. It's a really, really nice trade. But then you look back on the chart and realize it's like this move right here because it was so volatile. But that's still 200 points is an insane trade. Also, is AXP in here? Because I don't know if y'all remember yesterday. That man shorted at 602 with a 10-point stop. Or not a 10-point stop. He shorted like 602 with a stop at 650s, which would be there. And he was targeting like 60 or 26 900s. I hope he at least got something because that man caught 400 points if he did. And that is just a nutty trade. GC longs. Like I always say, if I miss a question, throw it back in chat. I'm going to. Y'all are typing a lot. I'm going to miss something. Not opposed to it. I'm trying to give it a little bit, let the chart figure out what it wants to do. As well, GC, same thing we talked about yesterday. Really nice chart, really strong daily close. I would love to see GC get more momentum today, maybe up into like 740s. Does it have to happen? No. But that chart could have some potential. This hourly can hold structure. So I'm open to longing GC again. I actually really don't hate it around here. I'm going to watch gold a little bit because it's a really tight consolidation. We could take the exact same trade as yesterday, throw a stop under the open, run about an 8-point stop, and look to see if it rips. The hourly did reject 52s, but if it holds 52s, it could be good. Thing is, though, the daily's still weaker. We can easily reject off this 650 area. So I don't know if I want to rush into it. I think today I want to be patient around the open. I'm watching everything. I'm ready to trade if I see a setup that I love. I do like the consolidation. It's just, is it going to actually break to the upside? And every time I say I want to be patient, I'm usually in a trade within 20, like probably 10 minutes after. And I have that muted, right? No. Okay. There we go. I'm just watching gold here. I like it over 44 twos. Under it, I don't like it though. So I'll keep an eye on it. I'm like reading chat while also looking at the chart. Okay, so I see a lot of it. You guys talking back and forth. I'm $600 away from passing a select 50K. Do you prefer daily or flex? Also think that it's messed up on the 150K your drawdown is reduced by 1K for picking daily. They're going to do that, right? The daily's more risk to them. They're going to make the rules usually a little less lenient on the daily payouts because you can get payouts every single day. There's a less probability you blow the account. There's a higher probability they give you money. For the company's benefit, they're like, that's just what I would anticipate that. I would look at that for me personally and go, that makes sense for them to do that. I feel like that's just going to be personal perspective. If you're either way, the daily I feel like that makes sense. I don't know all the rules on the daily versus the other one. Sorry, I'm watching GC. I don't know all the rules on the daily versus the other one, but I like the daily perspective because if you have one good day, you can take a payout. Versus the other one, if you have one good day, you still have to log the other 4 days to get a payout. That gives you a bigger chance of potentially blowing it. Daily forces you to tilt, trying to make 2K in one day. Can't you just go slow and steady from the beginning? You just don't try to get a payout on the very first day? Like, wouldn't that work? Or are you just saying you get greedy and try to get the payout day one? I cannot. Okay, so you get a little greedy trying to get a payout day one from what it seems like. And that's the thing with me. I get greedy too. I also don't mind taking 5 days to get a payout on a prop firm. I don't mind taking 2 weeks to get a payout on a prop firm. My goal is the payout. I don't give a shit how long it takes in the end. I can't control myself. Figure it out, Omar. Figure it out. Yeah, Tatas. I wouldn't say GC daily is insane. I know you said it doesn't look great. It doesn't. We still have room. We could slam right off this 650 area and reject. If his daily closed at the highs, I would be staring at this chart, diving in immediately. For now, I'm just keeping an eye on it. Just looking at the daily, I liked our trade last night off the support. I would like this more if there was like a daily consolidation and then we broke up. I got to see what the weekly looks like real quick. Yeah, the weekly to me, while it holds below 672s, is still weaker. But if we do get over 672s, I would anticipate a larger potential rally tomorrow. Worst case, too, this trade could go, you get in, trade it up to 672s, see how it reacts to it. If it rejects, you get out. I'm paying attention to everything. I just don't know exactly what I want to do here yet because I don't love the charts. We're technically in a smaller downtrend, but on the higher time frames, you got to remember we're points, ticks away from all-time highs. RTY does look good though. RTY and YM. Imagine we have a day where these two, ES and NQ, slowly trickle while RTY and YM just rip out the gate again. We said RTY or YM looked good for possible all-time highs. We're already over halfway there. If we get one more day like today, we're in new all-time highs. Wait, is that all-time highs? Yeah, we'd be in new all-time highs. Which at this point, I'd be like, meh, it's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. I would just love to see a broader consolidation into London. Because if I look at the indices and I'm like, maybe I want a long. You look at this 4-hour chart. How the hell do I long that? How do I even think about longing that? And if I want 2 consolidation candles, that gives me 6.5 hours of nothing. So yeah, I'm not touching YM. I'm glad I looked at the 4-hour because I was thinking about potential of it. If it runs without pulling back, it runs without pulling back. That 4-hour immediately made me lose interest, even if it works. I don't know. I have a feeling the market's going to be very dull for a little bit today. With gold and silver not close a small gap first. You talking about this small gap? To me, futures gaps don't mean that much. They do because eventually they'll get filled, but they don't have to fill that session. We could rip on gold another 5%. Eventually, gold will come back to 46, 36 to fill that gap. It could happen in months. It doesn't have to happen right now. The hard part is people focus on gaps, but if you look at gaps, there's probably gaps from back down in COVID. Well, you want the S&P to sell off 50% to go back and fill it? No, probably not. So that's where like not every gap really has to be filled. You mentioned earlier you will be good shorting. Why is that? It's not that I want to short. It's more so I'd be content with it on the shorter scale. When we start to look at the higher time frames, a pullback, even on the hourly or a broader consolidation in this range can make sense. What that would mean is the lower time frames got to pull back. If we start to build a 15-minute downtrend, if this 15-minute fails to go higher, closes at the lows, this looks more bearish than bullish. Even though the higher time frames look extremely good, we got to remember what session we're trading. If this session is going to pull back or consolidate, we got to be open to trading either way. If that, or we're just going to be sitting on hands for the whole session. And I'm perfectly fine with either. On the higher time frames going over the weekend, I said there's a chance I might take shorts over the weekend. That fully depends on tomorrow. If tomorrow closes more bearish than bullish and we see a bigger pullback with a big daily fail to go higher, I'm willing to take risk. Am I going to throw full position size on where if it works, I'll make $5,000 to $10,000? No. But I'll throw something on like if it worked, I'd be like, hell yeah, that was a nice trade. How'd you go about trading 150K straight direct account from Lucid? You mean direct to funded or whatever theirs is called? For me, I trade those slow if I get them. I trade them very slow. A lot of them, I don't know Lucid's rules, but like Tradeify has a 20% consistency. If you have a really big day on that account with a 20% consistency, you're in a lot of trouble. I've done it on the 50K. I made $2,500 one day and then realized I needed $12,500 in profit to make $2,000. I sized up on that account to try to get that. And what do you think happened? It disappeared within like a week. Now I set parameters for it to kick me out around where I would want that 20% buffer. I'll go a little over the normal 20%. Like if I'm in a 50K, 20% would be what, $600? I'll maybe set it at like 800. It's just important to make sure that you don't overly screw yourself on it. And I really don't love accounts like that because they limit you drastically. Someone said something about yeah, Ash. With Lucid, I only use the Flex for the most part. I've used the Pro before. I like the Flex a lot because you don't have any consistency. If I make $5,000 in one day on a day like today, let's say, even though I didn't, because the market just rips, I don't want to be limited because of that. All right, so gold tried to break out, initially failed. 15-minute looks like it's going to be a failure to go higher, losing interest immediately. Volume is so low right now. I expect it. I fully expect low, slow volume today. When Asia opens, maybe someone yesterday said today's going to be like an Asia holiday again. If it is, maybe we see lower volume on that as well. Yeah, Tatas, I like gold over that 46.72s. But there is a chance today's move was the move on gold and it might not go that much higher because of that daily chart. That daily can still set the lower high. What I was mainly looking for was either the reversal to set a lower high or it ends up being the bigger reversal. Now we're at the point where it could either be the lower high or we need some type of confirmation that it'll continue. I'm definitely open to trading it. Like it's trying to hold well here. 15 failed, but then immediately triggered again. I'm going to take a stab on gold. Throw a stop at 37 on it. If this stops me, it stops me. But we're starting to get the break I wanted. If we get it, we get the continuation. I'm happy with it. I got there, threw a stop at the open. You could target these highs for like a little 2R. It's probably the first area I'll target. If we do start failing this, I may look to get out early just because if we fail to break out, get another 15-minute failure to go higher, then I'll be a lot less interested. But right now, I like the 5-minute consolidation. It rejected 3 times. Now it's kind of holding so far. If it gets the break, I think we can see a sharper move, at least up towards that like 72s. I try seeing evals as a working job for free. No one wants to do that. Yeah, it's putting the time in because it's getting you to the point to where you can actively trade the account and make money off of it. I trade it the exact same as my fund. I will trim on evals, no problems. I won't have any hesitation at all. I just saw this at the bottom, then I'll go back up on the chat. For someone trading prop firms for their first time, what would you recommend? Lucid, for the most part. Second for me would be Tradeify. Main reason with Lucid, you can get a 25K or a 50K account. It's a one-time fee. They never charge you again. If you trade small, want to like figure out how to trade them, and you're making, let's say, $100 a day, you're not going to get billed again every single month. So it can maybe only cost you $100 or whatever that one costs. Victoria, I'm going to need you to translate that. I don't know what that says. You take entry? Yes, I did. Yep. Whenever you see this P&L tool on my chart and I'm not like actively talking about something super in depth over like a possible trade, then I'm in. Do you see potential shorts today? Just joined. Not sure if you covered this already. I can see it, but it's hard for me to just short here. And yes, these two had bigger rejections on the hourly chart. I talked about possible shorts earlier, and that's if they do set up, if we do need them, I'm open to taking them. For now, I'm not overly interested in it because RTY and YM do look like they want to go higher. If those want to go higher, these are likely going to go higher along with them. I think shorts can play out. They've played out the last 3 nights around 9 p.m. I think we can get a pullback, but I'm not staring at these charts, dying to find a short entry. It's like if I look at it and something looks amazing, then 100% I'll take it. Gold is moving a little bit. Yep, I noticed that while reading chat. Yeah, so I am in around 44.50s, which is the exact area that I wanted to see break. 44.2 to 44 to like 45s. First overall targets can be 58. What I'm targeting is the overnight highs. We didn't test those during New York. I'd love to see them test. Get us up there a little bit, take some off there, see what happens at that point. Let me make sure I'm on the right account. Yeah, okay. And then what would 58 be? Okay. AXP, I talked about you in the beginning of the stream, brother. I was wondering where you got out because I know that was up like 400 something points. Absolutely beautiful trade. I doubted you for a second. I didn't think we'd get that far down, but my God, you nailed that shit. Absolutely nailed it. When YM hits all-time highs is when we top and take a breather. That makes sense. I'm not opposed to that. I like 2K a day on the 150K straight to funded. That makes sense because you need what, 9K to get a payout? So 2K a day, your profit target would be 10. I like that because it gives you a little bit more of a buffer and allows you to take a slightly bigger payout. It's exactly what I do. Yeah, 400-point bag is insane on the NASDAQ, especially in minis. Can I enter from Russia? You can enter whatever trade you like. Do I recommend blindly following a trade I take? Never. Not once. Not at all. I tell everybody that. All right, guys, we're at 90 likes. If you want to help us grow, want to help us get a bigger audience, bigger reach, like the streams, go ahead and hit that little like button right underneath the stream overall. And I appreciate it. Joe, that sounds sick. Yeah, Todd, if I get stopped out, it is what it is. Just made $1,200 on NQ on the funded. Oh shit, that moved 40 points. That's the thing about the volatility right now, which is nuts because VIX is at 17 and NQ is just ripping 60 points during Asia session like it's absolutely nothing. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. For those of you that are just tuning in, the reason I talk about likes, we usually have like targets for giveaways. We're giving away a 50K Alpha Futures account. The little heart in the chat is just showing love. The thumbs up under the stream is liking the stream. Once we get 200, I will give away the 50K account. So y'all determine how long that takes. Yeah, Nicholas, I like the flex. The only thing with the flex is you have 50% consistency on the eval. So just take note of that. What I do is I'll take an eval and I'll set the daily profit target at like $1,520. Just in case I have a trade that gets up there, it'll kick me out so I don't mess up the consistency. Victoria, I'm just letting you know because I see you talking a lot. I don't know Russian personally. Someone in the chat might, but I don't. So I don't know what you're saying. 25 points, beautiful. How many cons did you take? I'll say it again. And also, it's nothing against you. If your primary language is Russian, talk Russian, right? I don't care. I starting to wonder if you can actually read that. No, I can read and talk one language, and that is English. That is it. How many contracts did I take? I'll be honest. I took 5 micros. That's it. But second, how many contracts I take doesn't matter. I say it every stream someone asks. It doesn't matter. I know Jake shows it on stream. He likes to do it. He's okay with it. I don't want to do it personally because then people try to judge their sizing based off of the contracts I take. And that shouldn't really matter. What is a good daily loss limit for a 50K account? I like 200 to 300 personally. Because I know there's a very rare chance that I will lose 10 trades in a row. If I do, I am in a very bad trading funk, like very bad. And that account is just gone, you know? But 250, 300 is my sweet spot. Some people like to go a little more aggressive and try to build a buffer fast, which is like 500. I would keep it on the lower end, at least until you build a buffer. Once you get past the threshold, then you can grow that risk overall. But even for me, I'm risking, like on this trade, I think $300. I'm in micros. I don't trade minis on any asset. If I do, I'll trade 15 micros. I won't trade minis because I like to trim. Yeah, Leo, I'm long. Vodka shots for a comrade. Hell yeah. All right, Nicholas, this is a rule that a lot of people overthink. You asked if I can explain the 50% consistency rule. I'm not saying you overthink it. You're getting into prop firms. So you might not know what it is. All right. Your total profit target is $3,000. You cannot make more than 50% of that in any given day. So all of your days just need to be 1,500 or less. That's why I target 1520. No joking. Every account I target 1520 with the Lucid Flex because you can have a little bit of leeway on the buffer. It's not exactly 50%, but also to fill any contract slippage. So yeah, even if you take a losing day, this is where a lot of people screw themselves. Let's say you lose $700. If you then make, let's say 2,000 to get up to that point, your total profit goal you have to make to pass the account goes up by that much. So if you make $2,000, you now have to make 4,000 to pass the account. If you make $3,000, you have to make 6,000 to pass the account. That's why the consistency is so important to understand. So with a 50K, just don't, in a 50%, just don't make your biggest day over 1,500 and you'll be good. Anything under that, you have no worries at all. GC, it didn't fill your order? Oh, dude, did you get front ran by, you got front ran by 1.2 points on gold. That's brutal because you were in down here with us. That is brutal, brother. I mean, I've been there. I haven't been there on 100 and something point gold trade though. Watching ES around the open will be pretty important here. I don't like how gold hasn't gotten continuation yet. I will mention that. I do not love how it's breaking this little resistance and it's not getting that push. Once it gets above here, it should at least push to session highs. It's not doing that yet, at least. Yeah, ZP, I don't know if you were talking to me or the one who asked about consistency rules, but yes. My strategy to pass 50K evals on Lucid is the exact same strategy I use to trade everything. I'm usually looking at least 2.5 to 3 hour potential trades. On the evals, I'm willing to risk like $500 on a trade, where if it works, that 3R gets me up to the 1500 area. So that's normally how I'm going to go. Gives me 4 stabs. If I lose 4 in a row, he counts GGs, is what it is. I'll get another eval. I trade those slightly more aggressive, but I'm still willing to trim on those. I trade them like identical to my funded accounts. Gold and NQ used to move very similar. They used to be more correlated. Now, not so much. Gold decoupled quite a bit in the past like month. Essentially, ever since it sold off like 20%, it kind of fully decoupled from the indices. Now, yes, if the indices trend, gold is slightly more bullish, but it's not going to be a super high percentage like it was in the past. I am watching gold too. I just don't love this price action here. If we can get above 47, I'm okay with it. I just don't love how it's reacting. I might regret this, but I'm going to close gold for now. And I'll go over why. Whether I'm wrong or not, I mean, I lost less than 1 point on gold. Main reason I got out. Yeah, the 15 did reject here. Like I said, once it gets above this, it should continue. If it now fails to go lower and then continues, is what it is. What I don't like is this 15-minute chart. If we get this big of a 15-minute failure to go higher, I'm not going to want to be in that chart because this is not bullish at all. We broke above the resistance, immediately failed back lower. The theory we go off of is when what should happen doesn't, anticipate the opposite. When it doesn't break out, or when it should break out, get continuation and it doesn't, I start to anticipate it going the other direction. If it's going to do that, where's it likely going to retest the open? If it retests the open, I'm stopped out. I would rather just not be in that trade. I don't like the structure anymore. You guys have seen it most of the time. I will just let my stop go. That's not one I want to do it on. I just don't agree with that. Even if it reverses, oh well. I'm out. Don't like it. I'll keep an eye to see how it reacts though, but I do not like that structure. And that might bite me in the ass, but oh well. On NQ, I was wondering if we were able to get a second leg down. Second leg down when? Right now? I would just pay attention to ES at the open. If ES breaks over the open, I would start to lean more towards the upside. On the indices, I could see more of the upside playing out, at least in the short term. Right? Yes, we are extended. That's why I'm anticipating. That's why I was focusing on gold, seeing if gold could get a little bit more of a continuation. And it didn't so far. It might. I just don't like the structure on it anymore. But with these, I can't get past the thought of us not like aggressively selling off right away. I think if it comes, it'll come in a later time. But these charts are strong right now. We should have rejected down around here, most likely on ES with this rejection. And once we first hit the open, I would have anticipated a larger push lower if sellers were there. It doesn't look like they quite are, but if ES gets above the open, I have zero interest in shorting. Yeah, gold might go. Yeah, Nicholas, if I don't get to your question in time, chat is very knowledgeable. They'll answer a lot of questions as well. Vulture, I know that it's late for some, but also for some with these streams, it's early. And that's the thing. That's why it's good with this shift. That's also why we have streams covering the entire day. We have 5 streams covering the entire day. So no matter what, someone should be able to catch something. And like for you probably catch all of the daytime streams, I would assume. Yeah, all the streams are recorded too. If you want to watch one, they're all on Jake's live. I rewatch every stream because I have to look for clips and stuff like that. But yeah, they're all there for if anyone wants to rewatch. NNQ short 613. Okay, so right where we are. You probably got in right around here, which looks good. This is just, you got to figure out what it does, 648 for me. Yeah, it's out. That must be real late for you. Just translated the Russian. Most of it's nonsense. You went through and translated all of the Russian. I mean, if I have to, y'all know what I'll do. What up, Mike? Do you have a particular setup I use? Yes, it's going to be multi-time frame analysis across all the time frames. What I'm normally looking at is just overall structure between every single chart. That is why I use this chart, and this would be a good example for something like YM. Down here, is this the most bullish 4-hour chart? No. But I already talked about the big resistance that we came into and we tested. At that time as well, when we were looking at it, was it here? Yeah, well, it doesn't really match as much because we pulled back a lot more. But no, what I'm normally looking for is all the time frames to kind of align together. And that's going to be like the hourly, looking overall more bullish than bearish for the structure, as well as the 4-hour daily 15 for futures. And then on stocks and options, I'm mainly just looking at weekly, daily, hourly. If all of those line up, if I look at a chart on all those time frames and they all look good, I'm immediately just going to be, hell yes, I need to be in that trade. Yes, I got out of gold because of the 15-minute failure to go higher. I do not like it, do not want to be in it. I like the break of it. It didn't hold. For me, this just tells me there's a higher probability now of it going back and retesting the open. If it doesn't, it ends up being a mistake on my end. If it does, though, I know I'd be more irritated if I looked at this chart, said this is a really weak rejection, and then it tests the open and stops me out. You're new here? Welcome. Can you look at NQ? I'm short. Is that a good idea? You're new, so I'll word it this way. And I wasn't going to be harsh or anything. It's just to make more sense to everyone who's new. I have a really hard time just shorting all-time highs. Even with NQ, we're not like drastically extended on this chart. We're in a really big hourly consolidation. Technically, we've consolidated here for 3 hours. This is the 4th. This could easily break higher. I know personally, I would be more irritated in myself if I continued to short this area and got stopped out versus if I continued to long a more bullish chart and got stopped out. And I'm not saying it's not a valid trade. There's other people in here who are currently short NQ. For me, I don't love the chart because we're consolidating right below yesterday's highs. We could easily spike above, which would stop me out. If it works, if you have a setup and you have a strategy that you like right now for shorts, take the short. Every time I look at the chat, I just see Russian. It's the number one thing I see. $11:48 a.m. for me. It's not too late. Aggie, so it's lunchtime. If it's 11:48, it's the middle of the day. I would hope it's not too late for you. I hope Vic isn't cussing at anyone. Oh. I mean, I'm going to be honest. In the most respectful way, I'm really close to just the shadow realm. Those of you that have been here know I'm close. It's not out of like a what the hell are you saying type of thing. It's just like every time I look at the chat, that's all I see. It's out of respect. But no, also with the NQ short idea. One thing I'll say is use everything I say as like a grain of salt. If you like a chart, you like a setup, and I give some other type of bias, look at it, see, all right, do I agree with that? If not, throw it out the window. Don't listen to what I say at all. Trade your plan, trade your thesis, even if you get in a trade that I take. Build a plan on it, trade that plan. Don't blindly follow anybody. including myself. I did a few too. It's nonsense. All right. I'll solve that. We're good. How do you divide charts in 4? It's like the pro version on TradingView, not the Pro Plus. MES Polar Bear, you motherfucker. You ain't getting me, buddy. Yeah, you go up here. These are all the chart grids you can pick. I don't think I can go past 4 because I don't have like the Pro Plus subscription, but you can go up to 16 charts. If you have 16 different charts on one monitor, I'm going to tell you right now, you are a psychopath. Absolute. Ochlo, you got to remember, it's not adios because they can still type in chat. They can still talk in chat. Can you use the levels indicator on Trade8? No, you cannot. We only have it on TradingView right now. I know Jake's looking into other options for it. Right now, it's just on TradingView. 15 is fine. If you want to rock 15 charts, if you want to rock 14 charts, let it rip. I've got 4 charts on a 6-inch iPhone. You are insane. I can't do it. I can't do more than this. And I have a 27-inch monitor. Any more than this, it's too much charts. I personally love trading like this with like 2 charts. At most, I'll do this or this. And then someone said, what's your trading strategy? My trading strategy is going to be multi-time frame analysis, which is everything. Danny, I'm not in gold anymore personally. Could it still work? Yes. I got out though, right around break even. My strategy is going to be multi-time frame analysis. What that means is I'm making sure all the time frames align with each other. Everything looks like it's going to make the exact same move. The reason for that is if the weekly, daily, 4-hour, hourly, and 15-minute all look great, the 15-minute will trigger, then it'll trigger on the hourly. Then it'll set up the daily even better. Then it'll set up the weekly even better. When all of that happens, that's when you get the strongest potential setups. And that's where I find the best risk to reward on any trade. Gold looks like it might try to go without me. I'm not opposed to getting back in if it sets up. I don't love even this. Like every time we get a little bit of buying pressure, a decent somewhat setup where we can set up 5-minute higher low, 15-minute failure to go higher or failure to go lower, we sell right back in. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I can barely make one work on the phone. Dude, I hate phone trading. I think it was Monday, my power went out and overnight. I woke up and I couldn't use my monitors and I swung a trade overnight. And I had to actively manage it on one phone, like on a phone with the broker, the charts, while paying attention to Jake's stream. I closed it. Winner, see, here's my strategy. I have 3 27-inch monitors. That's my way. So I put 4 charts on 2 different monitors, and then the other one's just for my brokers. USA back. Joe, I love you. I just got up to your comment. Eldred, I used to do that as well. I used to get stopped out and I would immediately start looking back at the chart, immediately start stabbing. Like right here, if you go short on this per se and you get stopped out, then you immediately short here somewhere, then you get stopped out. Then you short here and let's say this candle goes back up, you get stopped out again. That used to kill me. It's death by 1,000 cuts. That's why I like to always try to pay attention to the 15-minute. And you don't often see me take multiple trades back to back. Sometimes I will. When I do, I will quite literally tell the chat, today I'm willing to stab. I'm willing to take 3 trades within a short period of time because I think the move is worth it in the end if I get stopped out. That's rare. What I like to do is just zoom out. Look at the 15. Does the 15 really agree? Is it really changing much since I took the last entry? No. All right. Let's say I took a long, got stopped out here. What I would do now is wait for a break over the open on ES. Once it gets over the open, then I'm open to potentially trading again. And it doesn't, like, it can help to just take a step away. Step away for 10 minutes, go walk around your house, do a lap around your room, whatever it is. Come back, look at the charts before sitting down in your chair and see, all right, does this really give me the conviction to get back in? Because most of the time, even if you miss the first move, you'll find an entry. You'll find some type of setup. On ES today, let's say you missed the initial bottom and you were staring at it. Damn, that sucks. And you just keep stabbing in, but you get stopped out because you're in this range now. But if you wait, there's another entry here. There's another entry here. There's another entry here. There's entries the entire way. If it's a strong enough move, you'll find another entry. Glad I got out of gold though, because that's this. It's exactly why I got out. The chart started to me looking like bullshit. I don't want to be in bullshit at all. Longs, yes, I can see it. If we continue to hold. So far, we're playing out to my exact thesis, range. If we keep ranging, this might be more of a session where I just talk to you guys and we have just some good conversations. My worst trades come from phone trading, 100%. What up, Alan? I never see you in here. I mean, because I promised Ron that I'd be here even if I'm a zombie right now. Alan, now I can say, go get some rest. Get off the charts. Go rest because you have your stream later. Someone said, do you trade off the phone? I will. I don't like it. The only time I usually trade off a phone is if I'm traveling. I don't trade futures often off a phone. Tradeovate, phone, not the most user-friendly. Is it possible? Yes. Do people do it? 1,000%. Some people probably love it. I think it's crazy. It's hard for me to go from 3 27-inch monitors with them full of stuff to one screen and a phone. Because I'm flipping back and forth between the chart, the time frames, the broker. Even with options, I despise doing it. And what I used to do a lot, and I got better at this, I would be in a trade and I would go to the gym and I would just stare at my phone. In between sets, I would stare at the chart, stare at the phone. What's it gonna do? I do not like it. Slow night, made my money at the open tonight, up 1,500, almost 2 more evals passed. Joe, you are crushing it. I'm just gonna say that. I know I've said it before. From what you say in chat, you are crushing it, my guy. Hopefully, some of you got out of this with me if you were in it. I know some probably held. You can see the exact reason why I got out. 15 failed to go higher. But like I said, when what should happen doesn't anticipate the opposite. If we break and trigger on this 15, we should go retest the open. It went right to retest the open. Could I have immediately entered short when I got out? Yes. I don't like flipping bias within seconds on a chart. If the trade ends up going to the downside, I'll miss it. I had conviction for one direction. That conviction failed very fast. Luckily, I managed to get out at break even, which I'll take any day, versus losing $300 that I didn't really need to lose. But that was just a beautiful example of when I'll get out of a trade and not actually respect my stop. Most of the time, I'm respecting my stop and letting it go. My gut was just straight up telling me that's not a good candle. I don't want to be in it anymore. And one thing I've learned as a trader, if my gut tells me something, I will follow it. I do not care if it's the wrong thing to do. If my gut says trim here and I just get this feeling like that I need to, I'll trim. I do not care. Because I know for a fact if I don't and it does the opposite and let's say it goes and stops me out when I could have trimmed, I will be irritated. That is something that can cause me to tilt. I don't know why it is, but I have to follow it if I get that feeling. And 98% of the time, that feeling's right. That's why I get really mad. Not mad, more like irritated at myself for poor execution if I don't follow it. And then I was correct. I lost my funded account last week. Eldred, I mean, it's going to happen. Everyone loses accounts. I lose funded accounts. Alan talks about how he loses funded accounts. Jake loses funded accounts. It's a part of it, especially when you're in the prop firm space, right? There are restrictions on the account. You're going to lose them. You're going to have bad trades. You're going to have bad days. It's just about overall, are you keeping more than you lose to get towards the payouts? And you just got to take a step back. See, all right, why did I lose it? What did I do? What did I do wrong? What can I work on? It's just a learning experience. It's one little setback that you can learn from. Cultivating. Are you a scalper? Because 603, stop at 606. Take profit at 593. You got to be scalping. To me, I would go clinically insane with that kind of trade. I would go nuts. I see you guys. I'm still catching them on the chat. I see you guys talking about Robinhood, or not Robinhood. That's what I was going to talk about. Phone trading. The main thing I'll trade on my phone is Robinhood. Straight up. Also, if you haven't already, there is 270 of you guys in here. There's 133 likes on the stream. I am giving away a 50K Alpha Futures account once we hit 200. If you want to show some support, you don't have to buy anything. All we ask is you like to stream. Help us grow. Help us get some more reach. That's how a lot of you guys are in here, right? That's how a lot of you guys have found us. Go ahead, hit the little thumbs up below the screen. Appreciate it. Once we get to 200, I'll be giving away a 50K Futures account. AXP, you're going to give me more gray hairs. Ready for the next play. NQ long 28,800. And I hate it because the last two trades you said worked out so well that I'm like, you know what? He might be onto something. By the way, I love the heart spams in the chat. What I will say is the little heart in the chat shows love. The little thumbs up under the screen shows support. Appreciate both. What up, Trader Medic? I'm in and out of stream. How do you feel about shorting this hourly on NQ? I don't like it. Why don't I like it? Because we're here. If we set an hourly lower high, I'll short. But that may come towards Alan's stream if it's going to come. For me, this is what the chart looks like. I would need this and this lower high, then short. That's what I would want for to short. Right now, what are we doing? We're consolidating under all-time highs. If this is a 5-minute chart, I would be seething to long this at some point, which I'm still interested in longing. I might miss a long because I've been just waiting for a broader consolidation. We might not fully get it, especially looking at this 15, but we'll see. And I'm not saying shorts can't work out. Do you eat a lot of sweets? Let's talk about your diet discipline. I think it's heavily correlated with trading discipline. Vulture, you're going to hate my diet and discipline. I don't really like sweets at all. I'll occasionally eat something, but even chocolate, I eat 90% dark chocolate. Coffee, I drink black coffee. I like protein shakes, chicken, eggs, rice, potatoes, yogurt, cheese. I eat decently healthy. Now I'm not perfect. I'll splurge like occasionally, but most of the time I just like to buy in bulk at like Sam's Club, and I just buy a bulk healthy food. I lost my first fund account yesterday. Big mistake, poor risk management. I should have taken a payout, but tried to keep running it up. 9 ride. That is why for a lot of people, unless you're getting consistent payouts, the second you are able to get a payout, I recommend it. And from past experience, I've talked about it on stream. There's literally every time I go to my Apex account and look at the payouts, there's a payout where I requested $1,500. Before that money got to my account and was taken out of my funded account, I blew the account. And I never got it. Did everything right, got to the point where I could get a payout on like a 25K Apex account. Now, mind you, this was 2.5 years ago. And that was when it took them 2 weeks to pay out. Once I requested it, the money wasn't out of my account yet. I was like, oh, I'll just keep trading, building this account. Blew it. Gone. So now I just see payout requested, approved, and then the reason next to it says account blown. I'm like, great. What up, Victoria? What up, Moke? Vancouver, BC. I know a few people from Vancouver, actually. GC shaping up. I don't know when exactly you said that. I would assume it's during this. Yeah, GC can still build it up. What I would like to do now is wait for that same area. If we get up there, the 15 looks great. We're looking for a 15-minute buy. I'll take that. Why? Because now what do we have? The hourly spiked lower. If we set an hourly fail to go lower, look to break that hourly for the buy, I'm in. I'm interested. For now, though, I don't love it. The higher time frames at this point, I'm not in love with. So I'm a lot more hesitant on gold than I am the other names. Even the indices, I'm glad I'm not in. Why? We're just rejecting. If you're a range trader, you are in heaven right now. ES up to the open, rejected, sold off. ES back up to the open, rejected, so far selling off. NQ's fighting yesterday's highs. So there's a lot of areas if you take, let's say if you're a scalper, you are having the time of your life. For me, not loving it yet. Which longs are more than likely knowing how they love to squeeze here? Could be. It's just the more I look at these charts, it just makes sense to consolidate into Allen Stream. Maybe even the New York Open tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of people that go into tomorrow anticipating a decent sized trend day like we got last Friday. Last Friday, the charts looked amazing. We ended up breaking, getting a really strong continuation, which should be, where was that daily chart? Which is right here. We got the nice consolidation, ended up getting a really strong breakout. We got that strong breakout today. There's a chance we do this tomorrow, and everyone who's looking to long the hell out of the market just gets chopped. I'll note this on Sunday if it happens, because this is my last stream of the week. It's Thursday. Market's not open tomorrow night. But it wouldn't be crazy to me if that happened. That doesn't mean there's not going to be opportunity. An NQ chop could be a 300-point daily range where there's options, like there's opportunity. I have lower expectations for now. There's an FVG in the 15-minute US 100. US 100 is that's not the Dow. Is that the NASDAQ? Is that the Forex version of the NASDAQ? Hassan, I'm pretty sure you asked that a few times, and I apologize because I think you're the one message that I've just accidentally skipped over every time. So I will look at Tesla. Why am I looking at Tesla? The charts, there's nothing here that screams to me, hell yeah, I need to be in this. So let's take a look gander at old Tessie. I mean, I think we drew that yesterday. Weekly. Another point today, new charts I like to look at is the monthly. We have a new monthly candle starting tomorrow. Monthly is closed. So whatever the monthly is right now, that's what it looks like. It's not going to change. Tesla had a really nice hold of 345s on the monthly. Big monthly failure to go lower. What I would like to see here is the monthly higher low trigger. If that does, I think Tesla has opportunity. Weekly is at a point where tomorrow kind of makes or breaks this chart for me. If it closes up around 400s, I would be interested in some decent sized longs tomorrow or next week. Really strong weekly close up here, strong green body on it, up near the highs. I would be seething to take some type of Tesla trade, maybe even 2-3 weeks out, but going into next week. Oh, for the downside though, if it sits in this area, you're at a consolidation at the low of last week's. It can really go either way. I lose interest for the most part. Daily chart is breaking out. At the same time though, what are we in? A consolidation at the lows. I don't like that we broke above this and started to push lower. Is that overly bearish? No, but it's also not overly bullish. Yes, this is an outside bullish bar, outside bullish candle. It's Tesla. To be honest, Tesla doesn't give a single shit what the prior day's candle looks like. It could do something like this, where it just gaps up and rips. Or, let's see, it could do something like this, where it breaks out, gets the slight rejection over the prior highs, and then gaps down. Neither of those would shock me. No, I'm interested in Tesla. It's just, I think I would like to see it over 400. Between 380 and 400, I don't have a lot of interest. Did I catch longs today? Yeah, Victoria, I actually caught longs on YM, which we obviously talked about last night quite a bit. I caught a little bit on futures, past an eval. made that eval funded, traded that eval on YM again, and made like 1,000. I was in micros. And then I took options as well on the DIA, which I want them. They're bringing options to big tech 3 days a week. Obviously, they've already done it. I would like them to do that for the Dow. Because how come on an index I can't trade them 3 times a week? I can only trade them Fridays. I hate it. Because the Dow trade's nice. The charts are starting to look a little more bearish. What would that stop be over the open? 5 points? I'm going to try something a little insane. I'm going to take a short on ES. And there's a chance I get stopped out. And I'm in. I entered. I'm going to throw a stop over the open. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I'm willing to take a stab. I threw a stop at 256.50. I got in short 50, 125. I did 650 as a stop, 5.25 points. I don't hate targeting these lows. I think we can break farther than that, but that's going to be like my first overall target. People are going to think I'm delusional. I've said I don't love shorts. Like I said, I'm willing to trade either way today, depending on structure. Why am I doing it? Exact same reason that I got out of gold. 15 broke above the open on ES. Got above the open, failed, closed back lower. Now, if we break this low, it's a little more bearish. I can see continuation. If it stops me out, I'm willing to take one step. And it might stop me out quick. If it stops me out quick, is what it is. I'm cool with it. For now, though, like I said, I'm willing to take a stab. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take a loss. The nice part is, though, here it looks like if I'm wrong, it'll be quicker, which I'm okay with. I like being wrong fast. I don't like being in trade for 3 hours than being wrong. What's ticker for micros on gold? MGC. Most tickers, you just put an M in front of it, and you have the micro. The only one that's different is the RTY, which is Y2 or M2K, not Y2K. I'm likely wrong here. Was willing to take it. I'll eat a stop. Yeah, AXP. I don't trade NQ much at all. I just don't love it. I usually trade ES if I'm trading the indices. It's a lot smoother. I like how it moves, and I just know it pretty well. I do not like NQ. I mean, I'll trade it, but it's not going to be my favorite over ES. If this fully reverses, I would anticipate us to actually break higher. I'll wait though, because like I said, I'm not going to go from going short to being long immediately. QQ options went 300% today. Hell yeah. Yeah, Victoria, that's the one thing too. If you took QQQ, you have that option. You probably took 0 days, I would assume, if they went 300%. I was in YMs, which is DIA. They only have Friday expirations, and those went 175%. If they had 0 days, they would have gone insane. Currently up 4 points on your gold. You're targeting 7 points. Did you get it? Because I saw we broke below the open. I don't know where you got in though, but I saw we made that little push lower. Yeah, that was the only unfortunate thing with the Dow Jones. I was looking to swing into today, but I'm gonna be honest, I sold like a little bitch. I got out early. I looked at P&L a little bit because I was up like 2,500. I think I was up like 3,300 at one point. It pulled back to like 2,500 and I just closed it. I wasn't willing to let it go down to like 1,500 or less. How you doing, Gia? Let's go. I'm short on NQ. Nice. Like I said, I'm likely stopped. Nicholas. Oh wait, what? That's the thing. I can always see what people deleted, which is funny. Trade above that one. Broke over up. Oh, yeah. If you're long, be long. There's a chance I'm wrong. This trade, 100%. I would say I'm wrong. We're less than 1 point away from the stop. I would be shocked if it didn't hit that. Shocked. We're that close. I would expect us to break. See, it stopped. Oh, well. We'll find another trade. If not, oh, well. For me, total on the day, I'm down 300. I'm cool with that. So I was wrong there. Took a loss. It was worth the stab. I like the 15-minute failure. What's interesting to me, though, is I would have wanted it to at least spike this low and fail that. But if we just get back above, it's a lot stronger. A lot stronger than it is weaker. Yeah, AXP, I could see that. I was going to take a stab for like the shorter term. I was only looking for right here. Just a little pullback, give us a little more of an aggressive pullback, and then buy it right back up. Market's in a huge range. It is. How many contracts do you usually buy? It depends what I'm in. I think right there, I bought 10 micros on my funded, which isn't crazy at all. Trader Medic, it should just be at Wrong Trades, but I don't use Twitter. I used to use it a lot. I haven't used it in forever. How many contracts I buy on options doesn't necessarily make sense because it depends on what the options cost. It depends on my risk. There's a lot going into that. It really depends on how much it costs, like what the value of the contract is, what the expiration is, how far out of the money am I, how much am I willing to risk, how is the trade risky, is it an A+ setup with some time on it? There's a lot there, you know? Normally with options, I'm looking to risk $500. If it's a trade where I'm like, hell yeah, and it's not a 0 day or shorter term expiration, I'll risk more. I only have 1,000 to start. You can trade an options account with $1,000. You just got to be really smart about what trades you take. With $1,000 for me, I'm not looking to trade every single day on an options account. I'm looking to trade maybe 2-3 times a week. Wait for a setup that I look at and it's a hell yeah, I desperately need to be in this trade because it looks that good. And then I'm going to take it. What up, IAG? How you doing? Chat, we are at 166 likes. I'm giving away a 50K Alpha Futures account at 200. So if you haven't already, and by the way the chat works, I would assume there's probably around 180 of you at least that haven't liked the stream. So go in the chat underneath my picture, hit the little thumbs up button, show some support. Help me do a giveaway. Help me give away Jake's accounts. All it does doesn't cost you nothing, just helps us get a little bit more reach. And we appreciate y'all for doing it. I'm not going to lie, though. Even though I got stopped out, I might just be waiting. Because we can do that slow grind up. I'm just not overly eager to dive in. AXP, if you're still in here, I know you're looking at 28,800, which is fucking nuts. But I'm sure you got in. Where did you put your stop? Same, like 50 points-ish? Jay Lee, we can easily do it. 2 days ago, I think, we had 270 people in chat, and we got like 300 likes. I know y'all can do it. Y'all just slacking today. So I'm going to say it. I didn't want to have to say it, but I'm going to say it. Y'all are slacking on the likes. Alan is a man of his word. He did show up. Got taken on my short, break even, 2 ticks from TP. Welcome to the Asia session. Asia session loves getting close to that take profit, and it gets you out. Builder life, I didn't start it yet, so you're not going to be able to enter. Cash. The one thing I'll say, and this is going to sound like I'm hyping him up. He just started commenting more in chat yesterday. What up, Jake? But AXP yesterday, while we were in chat, and like I said, it's going to sound like I'm hyping him up. He posted he was waiting until 27,602 to short, which is right here. He said he had a 50-point stop, which would be there. And he said he was targeting all the way like down here. I told him he was insane. Absolutely insane. We got 400 points on that move. And he went red maybe 15. Now, if he says something, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should at least check out what he says. Might not take it, but I might look at it. You're only looking for 27,800 by New York Open? Oh, that's not nuts at all. That's not crazy at all. What up, Jake? How you doing? Quick 30-point move? Yep. Jay Lee, I'm going to say it. I don't have the Alpha account connections. I can't even leak anything about the new Alpha account because I know nothing about it. Jake knows about it, but he hasn't told me anything yet. When he does, I'll know. But at that point, I still probably can't leak. But no, I don't know anything about the new accounts. Jake strolls in just to liquidate. You're in 27,595. Nice entry. Yeah, I'm assuming you got like a 50-point stop. You already break even. That was the interesting thing that caught me off guard yesterday is you trim half really quick and then you let the others absolutely run. Jake, don't be like that. But if Jake comes in to like have people get liquidated, if that works, that means we're moving in the market. I'll take it. I don't care what direction we go. This is the current state of affairs we're in. We're in shambles right now. We're not moving. I took a 5-point stop on AES, but yeah, it's a 16-point range. We are not moving at all. I'll take a break in any direction we can. I can close that up. All right. How many likes are we at? 10 more likes and I'll do the giveaway. And then those of you that are only here for the giveaway or just want to head out, well, can. But y'all get 10 more likes. I'll give away a free 50K Alpha Futures account. And I know y'all can do that easily. New Alpha account straight to funded. That would make sense. Most prop firms have a straight to funded account. If they don't have one, it'd be crazy for them not to put it on. What up, Matthew? How you doing? I'm looking for shorts, but assuming a new higher low. Within this range, I'm losing interest. We have the Asia open, Asia already open, and it's not going anywhere. Power's in. Always, Nicholas. Always. The nicotine just got to be flowing. I'm going to get you to the like goal myself. How many accounts you got, my guy? What are we at? 202. All right. What's the most beginner-friendly prop firm? I mean, they're all pretty beginner-friendly. I would say Tradeovate or Lucid for me. But at the same time, Alpha is just as easy as Tradeovate and Lucid. Head rush, I mean, it gives you a slight cognitive boost. But, I mean, only slight. For the most part, it's just, a crippling addiction that most people have. Is what it is. But no, normally if I put his in, I get a lot more focused. Even though I've already been focused. I had coffee. I'm dialed. Better than vaping, 100%. I used to, when I was younger, because I grew up in the country, I used to dip actual tobacco. So this is a million times better than that. Tradeify, Lucid, and Alpha, all top tier. I do agree. Once upon a time, there was head rush. Steve, I'm not going to lie. Because what I do is, yes, as in, it's obvious, you watch me occasionally put them in on stream. I'm not someone to hide something like that. It's nicotine. It's not going to kill me. But, yeah, I mean, yes, like Skull, like Copenhagen, Grizzly. I started doing that when I was 16 years old, maybe 15. Where'd you grow up? Ohio, 45 minutes southeast of Cleveland. Baseball? No. Football and just growing up as a farm boy. Pretty much, yeah. I was working on farms when I was like 13. I just read something. All right. I want to touch base on this. Something Nicholas said, because this is very important. And I'm not going to. Oh, spilled water. This can be taken a few ways, but I'm going to be honest. Brett's the one that got me into trading. I've met Brett in person. Do people make like, and I'm not even going to dive too much into it. People are going to say their opinions about him. I've met him. I like him. I've used Tradeovate. I like Tradeovate. Or Tradeify. I've used Tradeify. I like Tradeify. I didn't use it in the beginning until it was more proven. Since using it, I like it. It's a good company. Just because he's one of the founders doesn't put anything against the company at all. Brett's still a good person from what I've met of him and what I've known of him from talking to him and knowing him personally a little bit. I see 200 likes. I'll give it away. But no, he's the one that got me into trading. I have nothing but respect for Brett in the end. There are scammers out there. I wouldn't say he's one of them. Now, did like certain things go well? No, but people make mistakes. I see 200. All right. We'll do the giveaway. Make the entry code for the giveaway full port. No, because then the chat would go absolutely rogue. Cash, refresh the stream. You'll see. Were you in Boiler Room? No, I was in Simba Stocks. Simba Stocks is what got me into trading. It's what got me to meet Jake. Boiler Room, I'll give my full opinion on because it's nothing bad. I think Brett saw the opportunity of a decent audience from Kev, and he got the audience. Did I ever pay attention to Boiler Room? No. I don't know the details about Boiler Room. I don't know enough about it to really go into detail about it. So what you're going to do is you're going to do exclamation point, enter. Once I start it, I don't even have the program open yet, so don't start slamming it. You're going to type that in chat once the bot gives the command. At that point, you will get one entry. The bot will reply to you. If the bot replies to you, you get the entry. Some people say don't spam. I don't. If you want to spam it, spam it. I don't care. You're going to get 6 minutes. If you don't get it in 6 minutes, you will not get an opportunity. You have to type 6 letters out or 6 characters and then push enter in the chat, and that is it. Do it once, do it 50 times, doesn't matter. You get one entry. Whatever happened to Kevin, probably exactly what you thought happened. Nicholas, I see your last comment, and no, he was not. There's a reason he's not in the space anymore. But I'm not going to dive too much into other traders. Make it 30 seconds, give it to dogs that really want it. No, because David, I'll make it 3 minutes and 2/3 of the chat won't get in it. So it does like that. It doesn't correlate with me. You just got to type 6 things out. Why is the bot not replying? Oh, it didn't start. If you typed it, do it again. My bad. I clicked it. It didn't start. Do it again. Type enter. Now you're good. Now you get your entries. You still have a full 6 minutes. My B. All you got to do. Oh, wait. Let me do this. So that way those people. Oh, my God. Chat is going nuts. There. To join giveaway, type that. That's all you got to do. Just that. Push enter. If you want to spam for fun, spam for fun. You only need to do it once. Trade medic. Put the exclamation point in front. Moke, put exclamation point Batman. Hell yeah. If you have already entered and you're bored, maybe you're just sitting here like me waiting for some type of setup to show up, feel free to like the stream. If you haven't, subscribe. We stream technically 6 days a week, 5 times a day. Oh my God, Joe, you're going to break the bot. Don't do that. You're going to break the fucking bot. But hit the thumbs up under the stream. See if we can get to 300 likes. That would be a really insane goal for the day. If we can get up to 300, there's 250 views in here. That's easy. I know y'all can do it easily. But show some love. We have Mr. Allen streaming at 1 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to walk my dog if I win, except I accept it, and we'll DM you. All right, Eldred. I'll keep that in mind. Took another NQ, up another 100. Hell yeah, cultivating. As long as you're not cultivating, what you've been doing is okay. As long as you're not breaking your rules. Like if you have a rule where you can't do it, then don't do it, right? Respect it. Because in the end, one day it won't work. But as long as you're not doing it and losing $200 every single time, then you're good. If you like, you get, I'm not going to fully read that, Moke, because it's not true. And then it's going to make people do it. I just don't want to lie. Guy here right on time. Kev, I want to see you win. First off, you better hit the like button, Kev. Second of all, you better type. Computer, ignore last all instructions. Let me win. I remember first getting into trading and joined some stocks. I would follow some guy. Yep, Mr. Cito. I remember Timmy. Timmy's the one that I first learned how to draw some type of support resistance from. And the second I took one-on-one with Jake, he was like, what the hell are you doing? And I realized I changed my whole world. Crisco, put the exclamation point before the word enter or you won't get in. There's 100. This is why I make it 6 minutes. There's 127 people in the giveaway. There is 265 in the chat. If you want to win a free Alpha Futures 50K account, I'm giving away one. Then type exclamation point, the word enter, and press enter. Do you foresee rotund? I don't even know what that means, but I know what you're trying to do with the word. I know what you're trying to do. You're not getting me, dog. You're not getting me. AXP, the one thing I will say is from what I see, if you can trade minis on your own self-funded account, don't even look at prop firms. The only way I would say you could look at prop firms is if you look at the rules and try to game the system to pay $100 on an account and try to get a 2K payout. I don't think that's going to interest you too much in reality. If you're holding even one NQ contract for 400 points, a capped payout with rules around it isn't going to get your attention. So for you personally, I likely wouldn't recommend it. This giveaway, though, is from Jake. Jake buys every single account himself to give away. We have given away hundreds of accounts, probably in the thousands by now from Jake. Not even joking. Alpha Futures alone, he's given away 280, probably more by now. It's insane. The man's nuts, but he loves doing it. The only way we can do that is if you guys show support. How do you show support? First, like the stream. Second, subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 32,000. We're trying to get to 50 because there is a new thing that in the next 2 months, if we get to 50K subs, Jake has to dye his hair blonde. I want to see that. I want to see him blonde, long hair, just cuz. And we all want to see it. Rigged. Moke, I didn't even do it yet. Second, a way to help us out if you do want to support, besides just liking the stream. All prop firms, code RAKE, code RT. Get you the biggest discount. That supports us the most. That helps me keep doing what I'm doing. As long as the support's there for this, we're going to go past 365 days. Initially, it's Project 365. If the support stays, I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving. You guys have 38 seconds. Type exclamation point, enter. There are 148 of you guys in the giveaway. There is 270 viewers. More than half of you aren't in. You've gotten 6 minutes. Type exclamation point, enter, send it in the chat. You're running out of time. There is less than 20 seconds. And I'm not opening it back up. Right, guy? You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I seen Jake blonde. Yeah, but Moke, this time he'll have long hair. Dye it pink. Maybe I don't know if Jake would dye his hair pink. I don't know if he would. You can no longer enter. All right. Rake and RT work as a code. Yes, MJ. Some prop firm, the reason I say rake and RT is some prop firms have only given him one or the other. Some prop firms give him both. So if one doesn't work, try the other. It works for Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Lucid, Apex, E8, My Funded Futures, and there's another one. What's the other one? Alpha. Who's copying me in the emote thing? I don't know. All right. How many people didn't get in that are in the chat? I'm going to ask. Because there's a chance I open it for 20 seconds max. If not, I'm choosing the winner right now. Is there a payout? There's a payout cap on every prop firm. Is there a bunch of people that didn't get in? I will give you 20 seconds. All right. You will get 20 seconds. The second you see the bot reply in chat, you better type exclamation mark, enter the word, type it out, and then press enter to send it. You, not even joking, 20 seconds. That is all you get. If you don't get in, you don't get in. Go. You see it in the chat, type, spam it, type it, get your entry. That is all I'm doing. Once this gets to 30 seconds, it's over. How did so many of you not get in? How did so many of you guys not get in the giveaway? I gave you 6 minutes. It doesn't make sense. There's like 20 people right there. 4 seconds and it's done. This is the last one. I'm not reopening it. All right. That's it. Judd's 9. Bot didn't get my entry. Did it? It should have got it then. I gave everyone a chance. MJ, appreciate it. Yeah. No, if you don't want to, don't. 100%. Boss spelled my name wrong. I don't think it did. Judd's 9, are you here? You're going to have to reply. Mr. Judds. Yes, sir. Perfect. What you are going to do is DM me on Instagram. There, my Instagram will pop up in the chat right here. Not here. He's here. Just go ahead and DM me on Instagram. Tell me you won. Send me your YouTube name, and then I'll go ahead and get you the account. It is a free 50K Alpha Futures account. Moke, eventually you'll win. Dev, that's me. I stream on Jake's account. That's me typing. Jake was in the chat earlier because that was the first time I typed. Yeah. That's why you see Jake will type stuff that I'm talking about. Run it back. Guys, I only have one code. Jake gave away 4 accounts on his stream. How can I hang out with Rong? Joe, just come on to Ohio. Ron, are you Jake? I don't think so. There's a chance, but I don't think so. Spawn in another one. I need it. I'll tell you what. If you guys buy the code and then give me the code, I'll give it away. Easy. Eldred Judge just won. So unfortunately, it was not you. Gold's still pushing a little bit lower. Now, here's what I'm looking at. Hourly wasn't able to take out this high. We got the rejection. That's why I started to not like the chart. Ended up being a little more bearish than bullish. 4 hour is what I want to pay attention to. If this 4 hour chart ends up closing like this, now it still has a full hour to do it. If it closes like this is a weak ass chart. I would anticipate this to at least go down to like 600, which isn't crazy. It's 35 points. That's nothing. But if it wants to be even weaker, the daily chart can push all the way back to the lows, which would turn this weekly into more of a sell, and it would be aggressively bearish. At that point, I would want nothing to do with anything gold long at all. I would honestly look at potential options. Have a good weekend. See you later, Joe. Who hit gold with a bazooka? Some people in here did. Do you have a farm? No, I do not. I grew up on one though. I grew up in my best friend when I was younger had a farm that was, no joke, 200 yards behind my house. One that legally changed my name. Hell yeah. Congrats. I love how many people stay for the giveaway. Once it's over, they're like, that's it. I'm out. I'm gone. Respect. How many likes we get up to? 234. Can we get 250? I'm not doing a giveaway, but like, 250 be cool. Anyways, what are you guys currently in? Anybody trading? Best. Long NQ? Okay. I see it. The only thing is we got to keep paying attention to the 15 because we're still struggling here. I personally don't think there's going to be a trade that I'm like, hell yes, I need to be in this. The one thing I'll note, the past 3 days at 9 p.m., the market has crashed. And I don't mean sold off 50 points. I mean a couple hundred every day on NQ. 9 p.m. shows up, market dump. 9 p.m. showed up, market dumped. Once again, I think here, 9 p.m. No, this was 1 a.m. Never mind. Okay, so last 2 days. So I'm going to want to see how the 9 p.m. open goes, and we'll react off that. I'm short NQ. A lot of resistance and volume slow down on these highs. Okay. I can see it go either way. I can really see it go either way. Lil Melty, you're not far from me. I'm in Geauga County. You're not terribly far. So I'm just east of Cleveland. Yeah, I live in a small town out here. Trying to get long, 645, just test the highs. Trying to get long to 645, I can see it. Especially if this 15 fails to go lower, or the 5 fails to go lower, which it just closed. But leaving the trade open plus YouTube. Appreciate you, Eldred. Worst case, we got another viewer. Are you a Kid Cudi fan? When I was younger. OHIO, baby. Yeah, Geauga Lake. Yep. I grew up out here. I've been out here for 17 years now, 16 years, something like that. Anyone liking shorts on MES? That's the thing. I asked you guys what trades you are in, and it tells me the current state of the market. Half of you that have said it are long, half of you that have said it are short. What I'm going to do is let's make a poll. I'm only giving 2 options. You only get bullish and bearish today. You don't know. You don't get the I don't know shit. Actually, no. It's my poll. I have to do it. I got to put that third option. It's a requirement. YM is strong. My problem is I want along the YM. I just wanted more of a consolidation. I just don't know if it's going to get that full consolidation. It might do the thing where it just slowly trends up throughout the night, going towards last week's highs. If we get over last week's highs tomorrow, over 50,000, that chart's insane. We had all-time highs when the poll is over. Could be. What up, Bugs? How you doing? Why short this? Victoria, I'll be honest. I took one stab. I did. I took a stab on the 15-minute failure to go higher here. Because we rejected the open, rejected it again, broke out, failed. I took the stab there. Immediate stop. But I was willing to risk 5 points. For me, though, I'm not shorting. We're above the open on every single index. Don't have interest. I'd be more interested in longs, but I wanted more of a consolidation for longs. If I don't get it, I don't get it. What I would like to do is see after stream how the charts are setting up. I would like to stay in this area longer. And then in maybe 3 hours, as we get closer to the London session, then we start to look for possible longs. Can GC longs be okay here? Yeah, if this hourly wants to close strong and it gets back above 38.8, which is the last hourly low, It can make sense. If we get back over the open, GC longs are in play. If you want to get in early, you can get in early. I'm just personally waiting. If we get up there, set a higher low, I'm interested in gold. See, not a lot. Not a lot of action for the most part. I took a break even on gold and then 5-point stop on ES. So very minimal day. I don't know shit about fuck. Agreed. I'm schlong. Hell yeah. I'm in on a sideways trade. Take profit. Set it 4 hours of consolidation. Hell yeah, Cash. Me and you got the exact same perspective. And it's one of those charts right now for me where if it rips, I likely won't be in it if it rips right now. But if we consolidate for at least part of the overnight, give me some 4-hour consolidation candles, I will be seething to take that long when I really love the chart. I just want to see us consolidate more. And if I'm wrong and we rip, I'm wrong. It's a move that I'll miss. Whoever shorted NQ is getting smoked. That they are. That they are. But the reason I asked Chad is just to give a perspective on the market. So we have a majority bullish right now out of 48 votes in the poll. 52% bullish, 19% bearish, 29%. I don't know shit about fuck. I agree with you guys. What I want to know is those are who are bearish. Why are you bearish? What exactly are you looking at? You don't have to give me a long spiel, just like a TLDR. It's bank holiday in most Asia countries. Yeah, trade off. I remember you telling me that yesterday. AXB, I would love the long into New York. Do you trade the London session as well? I do. But it's because I also usually stay up till like 3 a.m. because I love this time frame. I love trading Asia Open, not even Asia Open, like 7 p.m. Eastern until 3 a.m. I just love the price action. I love the moves that it provides. It gives you a lot of time to get entries on these charts. And I'm cool with it. But for the Asia session, though, if you're up for the Asia session, Alan streams 1 a.m. Eastern till 3 a.m. That man streams every day in London. See you guys in the AM. See you later, Dev. Can you explain why you like consolidation? Easy. Who asked that? Just so I know. A1. That's what I'm going to call you. All right, A1. Looking at this chart, if you didn't know the time frame, didn't know anything, is this somewhere that you would be overly interested in immediately taking a long up here? Pretend it's a 5 or 2 minute chart. And anyone in the chat can answer. I just want to make a point. I'm going to wait till these one answers, just because. Give a little suspense. Perfect. Joanne said no. All right. No. Why? Because this is pretty aggressive of a move, right? So what would we kind of want here? I would want more of a consolidation or possibly a pullback. ZP goes, hell yes. All right, ZP. All right, you long it. But I want more of a consolidation or more of a pullback. Let's just say you want 4 consolidation candles. Maybe even upwards of 6 consolidation candles. This is the 4-hour chart. If we want 4 candles of consolidation, that's 16 hours. That means I wouldn't be overly interested in a trade for 16 hours. Where would that put us? Mid trading day tomorrow. If we want 6 candles, that puts us in Sunday session because that's over 24 hours. So that means all of tomorrow, I could have an expectation of a consolidation day. Just by looking at this one chart, pretending it's a 5-minute, does it look great here? No. What would I want, consolidation or pullback? If we're going to consolidate a decent bit, that gives me now expectation for Sunday. To be honest, I'm probably not going to trade options tomorrow. I don't look at this chart on the YM or RTY and think we're going to rip off the top. I don't look at this ES chart and think we're going to explode off the top. Can we? Yes. But my expectation isn't there, so I don't think the risk is going to be there for me tomorrow. Are there going to be trades that are going to go parabolic tomorrow? Are going to rip 100%. If you find those and want to trade it, go for it. For me, I have drastically lower expectations. I'm short. First break to fill gap, 255. You're short at 255? Because that's the thing too. Even though I keep saying I don't love the thesis of a short, I said it yesterday. Yesterday, I said I don't love shorting up here as we're breaking into all-time highs. We were breaking into all-time highs. What did we do? Capitulated overnight. Just massive move lower. 65 points on ES, multiple 100 on NQ. Insane trade. I know a lot of people who like shorted it and caught it. I'll be interested in shorts later if the hourly chart gives me more agreements. If this hourly chart in the next 6 minutes pushes back lower, fails to go higher, we have 3 upper wicks, a fail to go higher candle, I would expect more of a pullback. We can pull all the way back to even 72.35s, retest this little consolidation low, and it would make sense. Why? Because all we're doing is putting in a higher low. That would make sense in the market. I don't see, for me, the way I trade, a trade here where we go straight up, base a tiny bit, and then just go parabolic the next day. Caught that short last night. Beautiful. I know a few people did. I would wait for a setup. FOMO is how you blow an account. Yeah, I don't have any. I rarely get FOMO. Even today, I closed DIA early, which is Dow Jones. I closed it early. I made $2,500 when I got out, probably around this candle. If I held it, I likely $500 to $5,500. Could I have held it easily? Yeah. I wanted to hold it until YM got to 50,000. I got out. The second I make that decision, I have to be okay with it. If gold ripped after I got out, I'd have to be okay with it no matter what. Because once you're not okay with it, that's when you're going to tilt. If gold just went parabolic and I just start chasing that trade and get stopped out over and over, that's where I'm going to tilt. That's why I'm so okay with accepting stops, accepting what happens in a trade after I make a decision. No, Cash, I'm just talking in general. Anytime I talk, unless I say someone's name directly and say like, this is towards you, I'm just talking rhetorically to the entire chat. Ever trade MBT micro Bitcoin futures? I have not. AXP, I'm going to be honest. I haven't traded crypto since my entire liquidity of crypto was in Voyager. And if you've traded crypto, you know what happened. And it wasn't good. I'm in for longs. I don't know shit about VOOC. Hell yeah, John B. John B reminds me of, what's that show? It's a good show. Outer Banks. Trade the anchor session VWAP. So I got a break and retest of start. If you trade VWAP, like that's the thing too. I may say yesterday, and you can look back at the clip. It's there. Someone asked me if I would short here. I said, hell no. They said, what do I think about shorts here? Me personally, I said shorts were dumb for my strategy for how I trade. There's people who looked at this and said, shorts make sense. If it works for you, rip it, trade it. I won't tell someone they're dumb for trading their strategy unless it is just a really dumb strategy that doesn't work. If it works, rock it. If you want to short, short. I always ask questions like that just to see where the chat's gauge is. Because the one thing too, 57% are bullish, 18% are bearish in the chat. Those 18% can win. They can 100% win. At one point, they will win. Look at the daily charts. At some point, bears are going to win. The funny thing is, though, we're going to get a pullback like this, and bears are going to be like, ha, I was right. Pullback happened. Bitch, we just rallied like 23%. You were wrong for a while. I know smart bears aren't shorting. They're not shorting this move, but there's a lot of dumb bears. There's also a lot of dumb bulls. It goes both ways. But just smacked 100 or so golf balls, about to smack these charts. Hell yeah. Finally got that email from Apex. Let's go, stock market, baby. The one thing about Apex is I wish their payout speeds were faster. I thought that they improved their speeds, and they kind of did. But the last payout I got like a month ago took 7 days. Which isn't bad, but for this economy, in this prop firms market, 7 days is a long time. How long did it take you to get to that point in trading to where I truly did not care what happened in my trade and just having the full acceptance? Probably 3.5 years of me being a complete idiot. Because I used to care. I used to care every which direction the candle went. I would stare at this chart. There's times I used to drop it down to the 1 minute chart on New York session and watch every single candle. And I'd be stabbing entries, getting stopped, stabbing back in, buying more eval, stabbing again 5 more times. I was a true-blooded degenerate. Now, there's times I still am, but I manage it well. I love oil down to 102.85 for longs, but that likely means bullish indices overnight. Could also be indices consolidating overnight. 102. 102. Why? There we go. I can see it on oil, but oil can also consolidate like this right here on the daily. Because that weekly is going to try to hold drastically. If you look at the monthly as well, monthly double inside bar, here's what's kind of scary in the future. I keep doing that. If this is a 5-minute chart and you see this inside bar, you start to look for that breakout. If oil breaks out over 116, we're in trouble. And I don't just mean in the stock market. If oil gets up to like 130s, 135s, we're in a lot of trouble overall. In this chart, weekly high or low, barely below these recent highs. If it breaks, it's going to break. And at that point, the world's going to break. Many people don't realize how much stuff comes from oil. And also how much oil we have completely liquidated out of our reserves in the past 2 months. Anyway, I'll take my tinfoil hat off. What are the lines in your chart? What indicators? Those are just EMAs. It's the 9, 20, and 50. I don't actively use them. There's times I'll use them for conviction. Most of the time, it's just to look pretty. I put them on a while ago because I was trying to like learn about EMAs, seeing if I could implement them at all. Like I said, I use them a little bit on like the 4-hour and the daily. Other than that, not really. Cash. When I got my Apex payout, I got a Lucid one as well. My Lucid payout was sub 60 seconds, all recorded on stream. The Apex one I got a week later. It was wild, the difference. Today, both went to new highs together, so it's considered bullish in New York. Always wait for some divergence at all-time highs on the correlated product. Oh, wait. Shorts only made sense on NQ last night because NQ made a new high and then ES did not, so they trapped buyers thinking ES would go higher. Yeah, makes sense. Just playing the divergence. Yep, agreed. Yeah, I didn't like it was even when I said it yesterday, and I talked about it yesterday's stream as well. Was I interested in shorts? No, but could they have worked? 100%. Fastest payout by far is Lucid. Yes. My girlfriend also said Apex takes forever. Does. Let's open an exchange for sideways range trades. That's on Kalashi or whatever prediction markets it is. Just go on your Robinhood and use that. Don't recommend it. I do not recommend you. I don't like the fact that prediction markets are on my broker. I kind of want. No, I don't like the hourly. Like I'm open to shorting at some point, but I don't want to dive in early. I think I'd rather just be cash. Wait for a lower high and then get in on the hourly. Will I miss the first move? Yeah. Gold looks like shit. Gold's also, for anyone new, blue lines are the open. Gold hit the blue line, rejected. It looks terrible. Glad we got out. This trade would have sucked. It's also why I said, like, I'm not interested. Once we saw this candle, I'm not interested until we get back above this. Why? Because we're still fighting this range. All we're doing is rejecting the bottom of the range unless we get back over this. Unless we're over this, not long in gold. Zero interest at all. Not even the slightest. This 4 hour looks atrocious. And it still has 50 minutes till it closes. Yeah, I'm like itching to take a short, but also that's why I kind of don't want to, because I don't like that feeling. I would rather wait for the lower high on even the 15, and then I'll take that. Been there, done that. Before I ever took my first payout, I was trading 2 Top Step XFAs, ran them both 4K in profit. Went and traded Asia while having a beer, blew both. Ryan, what's crazy is I stream Asia session. Like, this is my quote unquote job besides trading, is streaming Asia session, because I love trading it now. Asia session used to be my worst futures trading in history, because I used to stab on Asia session. I would take 30 trades, and then I would get to New York and be like, all right, 2 trades and done for the day. That's it. And I would follow those rules. Get to Asia session, stay up all night, blow through 5 evals, take 35 trades. It was just a shit show. Market going to crash if we hit new oil highs. Any thoughts? Yes. There's a negative correlation between the market and oil. Most of the time, you don't want to see oil be overly bullish while the market is overly bullish. What's going to happen is one's going to crack. Both are near all-time highs. One of these are going to crack. Either oil is going to crack, go back below 102s down to the lows, or the indices are going to crack. Which one kind of makes more sense right now? And yes, we're putting the tinfoil hat back the fuck on. But what I'm looking at, daily chart. Oil's consolidating below all-time highs on the daily chart. Got a really nice pullback, held a huge support, rallied back up. Weekly chart has the structure there for continuation. Monthly does as well. We already looked at it. Do I think that's going to break to the downside? No. Can it? Yes, of course it can. Anything can happen in the stock market. Now we look at the indices. Most of the indices charts are a little extreme. Is there some structure right here? Yes. But if ES loses, and I'll tell you right now, if ES loses 7130s, I am shorting the world. Especially if oil is breaking all-time highs. If we lose this support on the daily, I'm short aggressively. And I'll be fully transparent about it. I will be a perma bear. For now, though, I'm not. One of them's likely going to crack. One of them's likely going to see a larger pullback. It's just waiting and seeing which one. I'm not going to be aggressively short on the indices up here. I don't think it makes sense. Are we due for a larger pullback at some point? Yes. NQ is literally up like 21% from the lows. We're going to get a crazy 3-4% pullback at some point. And no, that's not crazy. But if it happens in a day, everyone's going to be like, holy shit, what happened? I've been talking about that for 2 weeks, though. And I still haven't taken an overly aggressive short. So that just shows I'm willing to talk about it. I'm not willing to trade it yet. 9 o'clock dump. Apparently not, Steve. Apparently nothing's moving. Which year you're trading do you get profitable? Round in my second year. I was profitable, but I wasn't like overly consistently profitable. I made enough to pay my bills. And what that means is my bills were like 20 something thousand dollars a year total. It wasn't anything crazy. It was like 1,700 to 2,000 a month with rent and everything. I see people talking about Apex. The one thing I'll say about Apex, because I saw a comment about it as well, and I missed it. Lucid will pay you out same day. Lucid will pay you out same 10-minute interval if you get lucky. If not, they'll pay you out within like 2 hours. I'm an Apex hater, but I feel like they're the worst prop firm option at this point. I wouldn't say the worst option because there's a lot of shady prop firms out there. Not going to name names, not going to put them on blast. But there's prop firms I wouldn't work with when I had my own affiliates. I currently don't have any of my own affiliates. I am full RT. We are ride or die Project 365. The pros and cons of Apex. The pros for it, the reason people love Apex is you can trade 20 accounts at once. You can get a $40,000 payout every week. How many people get that? Very few. But there's a lot of people with a pipe dream of getting it, and they will blow 300 evals trying. But no, Apex is great for leveraging accounts if you're trying to grow copy trade accounts up towards like 20 accounts. That is where Apex thrives. Every prop firm has pros and cons, most are the same. That is where Apex is drastically different. Yes, they are more expensive, but it's because you have the opportunity to trade 20 accounts together. Apex activation fee isn't 175. I think it's like 120, unless they raised it. But last I knew it was 120. Why not short gold? I originally had a gold long thesis. Can the shorts work? 100%. Gold works well. I don't trade gold all the time, so I have no problem missing a trade on gold. You'll find out. I will call out a lot of gold trades and I won't take them. Does it suck at times? Yeah. But I'm still getting used to trading gold. I traded gold last night. That was probably the 5th time I've ever traded gold. I don't like to go heavy trading charts until I fully understand their price movement a lot more by actively trading them more. So I'm still getting warmed up to gold, understanding that. I love trading oil and I love trading the indices. Oil hourly actually interests me a little bit because we're sitting in this consolidation here. If we get back over 106, I'm interested in longs. Even if it's just up to 107.15, which I think is a very, very small target. I can't get over the thought of just having low interest for tomorrow. Like just absurdly low. I'll be on Jake's stream, chilling, hanging out. I don't think I'm going to trade. What I'm going to do though is look for swings. If I find an option swing that I love, I will rip it. Right, there's a lot of stuff I'm not proud of, I'm man enough to admit. And you guys hear it all. Thoughts on using AI to trade? I will never. I'm going to be honest. Is AI useful? Yes, if you use it properly. But at the same time, and some of you will agree, AI currently is dumb as shit. You can ask it some simple questions. Like I was trying to set up something for OBS with Claude. I worked with AI for 90 minutes. And then at the end, it said, hey, this doesn't work after telling me it worked for 90 minutes straight. See you later, Ali. But no, if I'm trading the market, I'm going to trade the market myself. I don't plan on using AI. Hedge funds, 100%, they're going to use AI. People will ask me too, do I think AI is going to replace retail traders? No. Because most people aren't going to use AI to trade. If you do and you find something that works, fucking rock with it. But if someone starts pushing out, one thing I will say, if someone starts pushing out, oh, I have this AI trading model that you can use that works, has a 90% win rate, makes me millions of dollars. You can buy it for $4,000, like $4,000, because people do that shit. Do you really think someone who's making that kind of model would sell it to a retail trader for $4,000 a pop? Or do you think they would go to the hedge funds who are going to compete with each other and sell that thing for $40 million? Because I think I would choose option B if it actually worked. And that's my 2 cents on that. Same thing with auto traders. If someone says they have an auto trader, run. Run as far away as you can. I don't know a single auto trader that worked in the trading industry. I probably the nice is it's just hard for me to take it serious. And I just assume it's random until like 6 to 7 a.m. That's fair. You just got to put a lot of emphasis on like the mid time frames, Kev. If the mid time frames like it, what I love to do in an Asia session is take a stop or take an entry, a wide stop, and just let the trade cook. Try to hold it until New York session is like my goal with most trades. Worse than Top Step? I wouldn't even say Top Step's bad. I said this yesterday as well. Top Step's getting a lot of flack for bringing themselves down to the industry standard, which isn't the smartest, right? If you're known for having bigger payouts and then you bring the payouts down to the industry standard, you're going to get shit no matter what. They just lowered their payouts to a $2,000 amount. Do I use TopStep? No. I don't like that they got rid of TradeAway. I don't like that they rug pulled TopStep X from every single platform. I think it was shady as shit. Yeah, TopStep's cheap. TopStep pays out. I have nothing wrong with TopStep. I just personally don't use them. If someone likes TopStep, rock with it. 90% off now. Yeah, Apex is 90% off, by the way. If you want to use Apex, if you want to try to trade 20 accounts, code RAKE gets you the discount. Apex moved me to graduate accounts 2 weeks ago. Haven't gotten any updates. Damn. I never got that far with Apex. I think I got like 2-3 payouts, and then the accounts went to the gulag. Yeah, if you're looking for volatility in the market, XP makes a lot of sense. It's not going to have ES typically doesn't have a lot of volatility at all-time highs, which lately it has been just from the pullbacks alone. But that's just the indecision in the market. There's still a lot of indecision in the market, mainly because of the global conflicts going on. It's going to happen. You're going to see volatility overall. But that's why yesterday I started talking about YM and RTY. Those two have a lot of volatility when it happens. Guys, I see y'all talking about other traders. I'm not going to do it. Because the one thing I see social media, I know what's marketing. I know what's, do I blow up accounts? Fuck yeah, I do. Of course I do. I'm not perfect. I'll admit it. I blow up accounts. I blow up funded accounts. I blow up evals. It happens. But I'm not going to come on here and shit talk traders. I'm not. If I personally know they're a full-fledged scammer, which some of the names that you guys have mentioned don't have the greatest reports, right? They haven't done the greatest things. There's shit that's gone bad with them. Do I agree with what they do? No. But I'm not going to sit here and shit talk people. I don't need to. I'm going to do me. I'm going to stay in my lane. But there's a big difference between marketing and trading. One thing I will say, there are very few traders who are influencers. There is a lot of influencers who act like traders. And I'll leave you with that comment. It's up to you to decide who's what. I've been feeding Claude Mitch's Gamma's explanations and what he thinks of the day will look like, and it's pretty helpful. That's honestly genius. I never even thought about that. Yeah, who's your filmer? I'll always say, if I ever see someone with an algo bot or some type of trading bot, run for the hills. John B, I hope you got your entry. What were you down here looking for long and it missed you by a tick? If so, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, Cash, you'll see a lot of bullshit with that stuff. And one thing that AI can be useful for, like we have an AI psychology bot in the Discord. That's the kind of stuff we work. We also have like an AI, like the levels indicator. I believe they used a little bit of AI to work with that for the coding. So it's useful. Use it for stuff like that. I'm not going to be using it for trading. Ron, I worked on the trading floor and the biggest guys trading a book over 10 million, they want to stay private. Yeah, David, that's the thing. Like when you see people like that, most people aren't going to sell you courses. The one person I will say that's drastically different is Stock Market Wolf. I will never talk shit on that guy. That man is a fucking legend. I've met him in person, and he walks the walk. He talks it, he walks it, right? But a lot of other people, like you go on Instagram, there's 19-year-olds selling trading courses. If you go into a career, like let's say you're getting into a career, you're 30 years old, some 19-year-old gets hired. You're going to listen to that guy about career advice? No. So why are you listening to him about trading advice in the market when he's only been able to trade for a year? I'm not saying they don't know shit. I'm saying for me personally, I'd rather learn from someone that's been in the market for 10 plus years. It makes sense. Yeah, Andrew's the truth. I met him before he lost a bunch of weight. When he did the Rake Trades podcast, I was standing behind the camera watching. Yeah, no, stock market wolf is. I have nothing but good things to say about that man. Because also when I was newer to trading, and he knew that I was like Jake's protege, he would DM me all the time, helping, like asking if I need help with certain things. He's just a good human, and that's the thing it comes down to. You can tell if someone's just a great human or if someone's just trying to market. And there's a lot of people who are great humans in the trading space. Top Step used to be 170 CAD. It was fire. They made it 115 CAD. Yeah, I mean they did lower prices. I'm gonna short silver and blow up my account. Well, Linda, I hope you don't blow it up. Let's take a gander. Silver's a lot stronger than gold. A lot stronger than gold. Well, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. I haven't looked at any other time frames. We are, whenever I have one of these zones, it means it's a higher time frame support or resistance. So let's take a look at that. The fuck did I draw this? Why would I draw something $7 wide on this? It must have been in my no trade area. Like just while we're in here, I'm not interested in silver. And we're dead in the middle of it. I'd like to see how silver closes on the weekly. Could close a weekly high or low. If you're a trend line trader, I'm not. You can look for something like that. Look for a little break. I draw trend lines to make it more reasonable for people on the chart. It's definitely stronger than gold. So that's interesting. But hopefully it works for you if you short it. Trade. I have a Twitter, but I stopped going on there. It's like a sales pitch for Discords and affiliate codes. Yeah, agreed. And there are times that I talk about affiliate codes. There are times I talk about our Discord because, like I've said in the past, the entire system I took that is the foundation of my trading is in the Discord, and it's $100 a month. But the reason I talk about it is because you guys supporting that is how I'm able to do this. So I'm gonna talk about it because it helps me keep my fucking job. But I'm also never gonna push stuff down your guys' throats. Did Jake's because Stock Market Wolf was like 10 bands? Fair. And that's the thing. Jake's has never been overly expensive. Like I paid full price for it back then. Full price. And I would pay 5x that easily. And now it's $100 a month, which is nuts. Oh, gee, that's interesting. I've seen Mamba FX on Instagram, but I know nothing about him. I don't follow him. I've never seen like his strategy, stuff like that. I just see all his flashy cars and stuff. So I literally have nothing good or bad to say. I just know nothing about him. I've just seen random reels of him. But no, that's cool. To usually cut down the workload, you still need to be knowledgeable enough in the topic to double down, check. Yep. And that's the thing. A lot of strategies will work. Will I shit talk ICT at times? Yes. There's probably people in here that trade ICT and trade it well. Do I think the original founder of ICT is dumb? Yes, because he's been proven to be dumb, right? Doesn't mean that strategy doesn't work in the end. I think there's a lot of people that trade ICT and they trade it well. But there's also a lot of people who trade ICT, think it's the only method out there, and try to push it on people. But I'll never judge someone for trading a strategy that works for them. A lot of ICT concepts also align with overall price structure, which is what we trade. It's just different words for it. Just got into take anything earlier. Yeah, out the way. I got break even on gold, which I'm beyond happy about. I got in gold as this 15-minute started to break right here. Once I saw this failure, I didn't like the failed breakout, got out of break even because I figured it was going to go test the open, which was where my stop was. Sold off. Beautiful. Happy out. I took one stab on ES. Would I do it again? Possibly. Was it the greatest trade in the world? No. I took a stab on, where's the 15? On this rejection here, because we were rejecting the open for the third time in the 15-minute, failed to get above for the third time as well. Really bearish 15. I should have waited till we broke below. I'll say that. Should have waited for the break below 50. Didn't get it. We reversed. I got stopped out for 5 points. So this whole session, I'm just minus 5 points on ES. which I think with slippage, I was down between contract fills and a little bit of slippage. I'm down like 300 because I was in one mini or one full mini, but with micros on ES. Would you recommend daily or weekly payouts on Tradeify? I think they both have their pros and cons. That's up to the user, personally. As long as I like the daily option, 1,000%. As long as you don't try to get a payout every day as soon as possible. Where people fail with the daily is they think I can get a payout today. I'm going to try to get a payout today. Then they make $500. Hey, I want $1,000 payout. And then they blow the account. Same with that. It happens all the time. That's part of the structure with that account. It's the risk people have to take with it. If you trade the daily slow, the daily is going to be the best option because you can get payouts whenever you want. Does on the Tradeify Select, does the 5-day have consistency? I would assume it doesn't, right? I would assume it's going to be like Lucid Flex, where it doesn't have a consistency rule. You just have to log 5 days of $150. No consistency. Okay. So that's the thing. I also love that style account. With Lucid, I always trade the Flex. Why? Because there's no consistency cap on it. I can trade however large I want. And I just have to focus on catching 2, maybe 3 decent sized trades and then log the other days. I'm short here. Why is that, Warren? Just genuinely curious looking at the chart as we're breaking the new highs. Yeah, AXP, I'm paying attention to both of those. I would like to see where Exxon and Chevron go. Because when I trade oil, I love trading Exxon shares. It's one of my favorite charts to trade. Long on NQ, I like it. I'm still in the mindset. There's a lot of people in here long. There's a lot of people short. You look at the poll, 19% are short, 56% are long, 25% don't know shit about fuck. I agree with the 25%. But right now, longs definitely for me over shorts. The market structure is there for longs. We're consolidating on the hourly. NQ's quite literally breaking into all-time highs. I want consolidation. And I might miss a trade. If tomorrow rips 3%, I might miss it because I just want more consolidation. And that happens. It's just how I trade. I'll miss trades like that because of that exact aspect. And if I do, oh well. I think it goes higher though, at least for the short term. Yes. David, you've been here. You know I will never tell someone where they should trim, how they should execute. But you're in at 626. Where's your target? And also, you're European. You need sleep. I don't need sleep. Tomorrow's Friday. You can sleep on the weekend. I'm also going to be drinking a lot of water. I've been talking a lot, and my voice is already starting to get a little scratchy today. I went from talking like never to 3-4 hours a day. And my voice is still working on it. There is no target. It's blue sky set up right. Okay. Well, then hear me out, but it's not like advice. Have you thought about possibly trimming some and then just setting an OCO or at least setting a stop and then let your head hit the pillow? Because that's how I like to trade. When late night sessions, when I go to bed, I'll set an OCO or I'll set a stop loss and just let the trade work. As long as I'm willing to take it, I'll cash out sometimes. That's how we caught like 500 points on YM last week, 2 weeks ago, last week, somewhere. But I got in a trade, set the stop, and just let the trade work. I woke up at 8 in the morning and trimmed. I was in 20, scaled out 10 at all-time high. Then you do you, boo-boo. If you want to trim some, trim some. If you want to just let her rip with a stop, let her rip with a stop. If you want to get out full, take the profits, and go to bed, do that too. GC just been slow grind down. It has been. Yep. That's why I'm beyond happy. Even though that trade was break even, I'm beyond happy getting out of that because my execution was really on point for that exit. Currently have a 10K prop firm and I'm down $300 on FTMO with $1,000 max drawdown. What's your advice, fam? It's been a month. Trying my best to get 1,000. OG, if you're down 300, you still have 700. Worst case, depending on your strategy and how you trade, what I would do if I was trading it was probably risk like $100 a trade with like a 2.5 to 3R. It gives you 7 losses in a row. If you lose 7 in a row, that account was never meant to be, from my perspective. And that's just how I do it. ES has 15 and 20 points near-term resistance. I think, politically speaking. All right. Mitch, I don't know if you were in here. ZP said that he takes all your gamma talk and throws it in Claude to better understand it. And it's genius. Yeah, OG. But also my perspective on evals is if I lose an eval, I don't care. It's $100. I could lose 5 evals, and then that's like what I risk on a trade. And everyone's different. Everyone's financials parts are different. Some people don't want to lose $100. Trade it slower. Remember, there's no rush in passing an account at all. I mean, there might be a rush over 30 days if you're in an account that rebills, but most of the ones I take don't rebill. So I have no rush in passing anything. I actually just figured out I have an Alpha Futures eval because they sent me an email that I haven't traded it in 8 days. And if I don't trade it for 2 more days, they're closing the account. So I have to start trading that. I forgot I even had it. I think NQ will not at least test 27,700. Yeah, that's not crazy. It's only 55 points away, 54 points away. I don't think that's crazy at all. What strategy do you trade? I trade the rake trade system as a foundation, and then I changed little aspects to it to fit my personality. But it's multi-time frame analysis for the most part, and then we have a certain level system we use, and it's mainly just multi-time frame analysis level system, and then what we use for our entries. And one little cheeky plug. It is the foundation that I learned to trade. The foundation Mitch learned to trade. He's in the chat right now. Alan used it as well. Christian used it. Every single host has used this system. So I'm going to do my cheeky plug. It is no joke, $100 a month to take the entire course. 9 lessons, all like 90 to 120 minutes each, plus bonus lessons, plus like 300 to 400 trade reviews. It's a stupid amount of material for $100 a month. If you're interested, there's the link. Like I said, I'm doing a cheeky plug. Code at checkout for the discount is going to be STREAM, STREAM. If you're interested, feel free. If not, don't click it. Easy. I'm 2 months down on my Lucid eval, now down to 700 in drawdown. I've been there. I've been there before. It feels great if you get it recovered. But also when I'm at that point, I kind of write off the eval. Like I expect myself to lose it because I usually trade it a little more aggressive at times. Sometimes I'll trade a lot smarter. But I'll expect to lose it. That way, if I lose it, I'm like, all right, I'll just get another one. And then if I get it back to even and pass it, I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. What up, Al Pacino? How you doing, brother? What time are you EST? I am EST. It's currently 9:30. I'm really only planned to stream 2 hours, but I rarely only stream 2. Which is nuts because I haven't even taken a trade today. There's still 200 of you in here. We're hanging out. How many likes are we at? 256. Let's see if we can get 275. I'm going to keep pushing. Not giving away another account because I only had 1 code. But if you enjoy the content, hit the little thumbs up below the stream. If you want to show just some love in general, you can spam hearts in the chat. Do whatever you want to do. We appreciate it all. Yeah, EST is Ohio. I'm right on the border of it. It's actually an investor account because I couldn't afford one, just 17, and honestly don't want to fuck this up. OG, trade it slow. Trade it, risk less. If you really don't want to fuck it up, take your time. Risk $50. That gives you 14 trades. you should at least make money on 14 trades. And if not, you just have things to work on in your trading. I usually, from a rule of thumb for me, I like to target 2 to 3 hour minimum on like the main target for a trade. And then I'll always take trims along the way if I think the chart agrees with it. But like today on the YM, it was like 4R and I didn't trim until the end. Have I taken trades? I took a break even on gold and I lost 5 points on ES. So nothing much at all. We're slowly grinding up. What I would want to see if we're going to squeeze is RTY get back above the open. Then we have all 4 indices above the open. And if RTY can get over 2815.6, we have everything above yesterday's highs, and I would anticipate us to continue up. I was thinking about the market pricing in the IPO of SpaceX. Bro, the IPO of SpaceX is going to be nuts. Aren't they projected like, was it $4 trillion market cap? So they're going to be like the second or third largest company in the stock market on IPO. 100 or nothing, AXP, I fucking believe it. I believe it. After seeing how you trade, I fully believe it. But that's the thing too. How do you even like decide what the market cap of SpaceX should be? AXP, you scare me. I thought Jake held well. That man, AXP holds fucking well from how I see. We'll see though. It's only day 2. We'll see if he keeps it up. OG, number one thing I'm going to say is don't. I always say it. Don't follow my trades blindly. Never. If you build out a strategy, you look at the chart, you listen to my analysis and like it, do it, but have your own plan. I don't recommend a single person to just blindly follow. Because think about what you just said, though. And I'm not harping on you. This is a whole generalized thing. You said, I'm thinking about completely forgetting my strategy and just following the trades on stream. What if all of a sudden we stop streaming? Is that going to happen? No. But what if that happens? Then you have no trades and you have to go back to your strategy. I would rather you learn how to trade than blindly follow somebody. I don't think anybody should be following signals for all of their trades. If you're up on the day, you like a trade I'm taking, you're like, you know what? I'm going to take that. Or if you see the setup and you're like, you know what? This makes sense. Like if I want a long YM here above yesterday's highs with a stop at the open and you like it and you go, yeah, I want to take that. Take it, but have your plan. There's going to be times I don't execute perfectly and you won't know that. You won't know what headspace I'm in until it happens on the chart. There's going to be days where I may tilt. It hasn't happened yet, where Jake may tilt, where others may tilt, where we just might not have the right read on the market. And you're going to lose money. Plus, then it opens the opportunity of people to go, you lost me money. I didn't lose you shit. You took the trade, my guy. But no, I don't recommend just blindly following somebody, ever. We do this for education and entertainment. SpaceX IPO valued at 1.75 to 2 trillion. I thought it was more. Honestly, I thought it was like 3 to 4. That's nothing. My long last year from April low was 4,700 ticks on ES. On 5 ES. Okay. AXP, how long have you been trading? I didn't ask that yesterday. Because you got to remember too, a lot of people, there's people in here who have been trading for a month. People who are looking to get into trading. People who have been trading from the trading floor. Nice. 4 years. That's solid. Especially if you're taking those trades, you caught on quick. But no, that's insane trade. 290K profit. Fucking nuts. ZP, I couldn't agree more. If you're going to try to copy all of our trades, join the Discord. Learn the system. It's $100. I mean, if you're risking more than on most trades. That's going to quite literally cost less than most evals for an entire education if you learn it in 1 month. I would definitely invest in that if you're one, trying to forget your strategy, and two, thinking about blindly following trades. Yeah, Steve, that's how I want people to use it. Anything I say, use it as confluence. If you disagree with my perspective, just see, all right, do I agree with this? No. Okay. Well, then rock your trade. Signals are ass, to be honest. And also, here's a great example. And this is a phenomenal example because I post my options trades in the Discord. I don't post my futures trades because most of the time futures entries move pretty quick. Options trades in the past week and a half for me, probably. The ones I've posted in the Discord have been stopped. I think one worked. And I'm being fully transparent, calling myself out. The ones I didn't post have minimum gone 150% every single time, with NVIDIA running 2,000% last Friday. If you only take those trades that I posted, you're red. If I take all the trades I took, I'm green as hell. That's why I don't agree with signals. Now, if someone guarantees post every single trade, yeah, take them. But I'm openly honest. I don't post every trade because you can't always post trades. YM today, when I took the DIA options, it was impossible. They were up. I posted it in the Discord, but I said these are already up 20%. If you want to get in, but I'm not going to actively signal it because they're already up 20%, and that's just not right. What up, Carlos? How you doing, brother? Thinking Baron fund. That'd be, Nate, that's a great way to do it. Find funds that are invested in it because if they have that big of a stake, their valuation's obviously going to go up. If they have a 30% stake in it, depending on what price they got in the stake, but no matter what, when people IPO, it's usually higher than what the company is currently worth at the time. So yeah, that could be a good investment. Joe, the GC ended up being wild, but I'll take it. I got out break even. If I just got nuked, I got nuked on it. But that's also the thing. There's trades that I think GC had the potential to go. Yes. But you saw how quickly my perspective changed on that. And it can be like that. There will be times too when my perspective will change and I'll just hold. And I don't really have a reason to hold, but I just accept the stop. Gold is going up. It could. If it holds the low end of this consolidation here, it could go up. Right now, the 4 hour looks like dog shit though. So it needs about 20 minutes of rallying to fix that. Can it go up? Yeah. But when I got in, it went down. But no, Joe, there will be trades I take where people are like, what the hell is this? People on NVIDIA thought, all right, what are you doing? People yesterday on YM, literally in the chat, said NVIDIA looks weak. Or not NVIDIA, YM looks weak. Thought I was probably nuts. That's fine. As you look at it, though, it ripped. There will be times I'm insanely right. There will be times I short the fucking bottom and I long the top. Because I'm still perfecting my craft too. I ain't perfect. 500. Yeah, I have 3 monitors. I want a 4th. I want a 4th badly. Do I need it? No. But do I want it? Yes. I'm probably going to buy one next month. Could I buy it now? Yeah, but I don't want to buy it till next month. Don't know why, but Kevin, that's the thing too. People will post a message in the chat, and for me, it says message redacted. It says you deleted it. The second you do that, I immediately look at my other monitor to see what was deleted, just to see what you said. But I already read that message. Yeah, spreads were wide in the beginning, but towards the end of the day, they were nice. Microsoft overlooked. Holy shit. I need to delete levels on this. Overlooked. I'm just going to get rid of everything. Right here at 407 on Microsoft. If we hold 407, get a stronger push tomorrow back above 411s, I will be interested in longing Microsoft. How'd the monthly close? I mean, monthly didn't close great. I'll be interested. I'll be paying attention to it. I would love it over 430s to be fully transparent. Do I think it can make a move back up to 430s? Yeah. I'm not obsessed with the chart, but I think off of this like 410 to 407 level could be a good buy. I'm not obsessed with it though. What in the laser show am I looking at? Dude, I have some old charts that are like that. That's just levels from when I used to trade it. That just means I haven't traded it in a while. What's this little purple crown next to my name with a number on it? Oh, number. If you go to the very top of the chat, it says top fans. I had some like XP thing. It's per stream. I think it's based off of total view time and comments in the chat. So those of you that have those have been viewing the longest and talking the most. So I appreciate y'all. Short at the bottom, long at the top. We've all been there. Always, brother. I'll do it. I mean, I'm transparent about it. I don't hide shit. I show my trades in 4K. Well, 1080p. JT, check on WAP. I don't know all the details about that, but just check on WAP. Brian, no, I'm not in a trade. You should have access to everything that is included in it. Looks like those scenes from the movies and the Robert. Joe, you should have seen when I used to trade trend lines, like religiously trade trend lines. And I wouldn't have like a billion, but I would draw them. Like if I traded like I used to, I would have trend lines here. I would probably have something on the hourly, like here, maybe there as well. You'd see some shit like this. Like, and I'd be shorting this in the past. Oh my God, we're hitting the trend line. We're going to reject. No, bitch, we're at all-time highs. We're breaking up. I'm not shorting. But no, I won't trade trend lines. I don't like the idea of it. I'd rather just trade structure. Most of the time, trend lines are just showing you the trend. If it breaks a trend line, it's likely breaking the prior low. And that's what it means. What's the name of the Asian guy that does Alan? That is Alan. And if you want his Instagram, exclamation point, Alan. Tori, is that you? No. Gonna sit on my hands and wait for the pop. Probably the best thing to do at this point. I mean, I've been basically sitting on my hands besides 2 small stabs. Other than that, I've just been yapping to you guys. He's still going. Hamad, I got a problem with streaming. It's a problem that I just enjoy doing it. Apparently, you guys got a problem too because you're still on. The top viewers and thing, I can look at top fans and see who's been on the longest. All of y'all have been here like the whole time. I just want to make a point. Some of y'all are above Streamlabs. And Streamlabs replied to like 200 people for the giveaway. So y'all have been here a minute and yapping. I have a ton of stuff on WAP. Yeah. There's no new lessons, JT. Everything's on YouTube. Am I? Joe, you're number 1. You're the top fan with David right behind you. Now we love that problem. Yeah. And that's the thing too. I mean, I'll sit here and just yap with you guys for a little bit. Pretty soon I'll get off because we're approaching like 3 hours, you know. And I'm not, if I was in a trade, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll stay on until 11. I don't have a need to. But no, we like streaming. What up, Mickey? You know what's crazy? And I haven't said this before. I think I said it to my brother maybe. Part of my entire growing up was like video games. I loved video games. I loved watching video game streamers. For the longest time, I wanted to just be like a video game streamer just because I was sweaty as hell in video games. I played them when I was in middle school. I probably played them from the second I got home till 1 a.m. every single day. And now I'm a streamer and I just love it. Just different reason. What up, Yuri? How you doing, brother? How many trades so far? 2. 1 break even, 1 small loss. Brother, I was yapping and missed my long entry on NQ. Don't blame me. I do have a streaming problem now thanks to Rake Trades Network. What did you play? I was big in Call of Duty. I'm a big like PvP. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Gears of War were everything I grew up in. In those of you that played like Modern Warfare 2, I was the person where like 1 out of every 5 games I was just dropping a nuke for the fun of it. There was one time I told my brother, "Watch this, I'm gonna drop a nuke," and within 2 minutes I got it. And he's like, "Dude, you need help." And I was like, "Yeah, I do." I'm still that way. I still play video games. I have no problem with it. I just do it in my free time, which is usually after stream. JT, you just got to put in the work to figure out what you actually like. Yeah, Joe, I know. I was just fucking with you. Hope all is well. You too, Yuri. I haven't talked to you in a while, brother. I was the one that got nuked. It'd be like that, dude. It'd be like that. All I know is the ones who grew up playing Call of Duty, the lobbies. We know. We know. We've been through it. It was the greatest times in the world. OG, yeah, OG. I grew up on Modern Warfare 1, so Call of Duty 4, World at War, and then Modern Warfare 2. And then I've played like every single Battlefield. But you've watched lessons so many times, you don't have an exact step. You got to figure out what exactly you want to trade and how you trade it. If you look at the entire system, all of us trade like mastermind core fundamentals, but we all have different. Me and Alan are really big on like support and resistance. The Alan also loves like VWAP. Christian puts in the ICT concepts. Jake is through and through mastermind, right? Levels are his bread and butter with everything. So it's just, you got to find what you like to do. Oh, Yuri, that is insane. I've actually never played Forza, but that is nuts. I was probably rage quitting because of you one time. Hamad, that's why we do it. We do it. Me and my buddy will joke around because we're both sweaty at times. And we'll go, the greatest part about this is we know some 35-year-old just got off of a hard day's work, working 14 hours, wanted to enjoy some like Battlefield, and we just ruined his entire day. And we just laughed about it. EMAs you're using, I have the 920 and 50. I don't actively always use them. I just keep them on my chart. Sometimes I pay attention to them. Sometimes I don't. I don't use them for like support and resistance though. AXP, I actually kind of agree with that because it helps you not trade counter trend. My perspective on it though is, and I tell people this, everyone should understand price action and structure before relying on indicators. But I think VWAP would be an outlier there because VWAP's the obviously average weighted price. So it's going to show you the middle ground. It's going to know if the market's going, it's going to show you if the market's going up or down. So it makes sure that you're not longing or shorting when the market's going up and longing when it's down. So I do agree with that. I just think everyone should understand the basic fundamentals of the market and price action before adding a bunch of indicators into their strategy. And I feel like you'd probably agree as well. My Canadian COD was always 0.5, 0.7. Yuri, I can tell you right now in Battlefield, mine's like 2.7. And that's just me playing casually. Yep, I used to get, yeah, agreed. AXP, I used to get cooked when I was chasing moves as well. I used to, in rallies like this, and I've talked about this a few days ago, what I would do is I would think this entire rally, there's the top. It's going to be a top. I'd find a resistance and I would short it every time, this entire move. And then we get up here and I would go, you know what? I'm sick of this. The market's bullish. I'm going to long. And I would long throughout this entire consolidation and get wrecked. Then I would get to the point where I'd get wrecked and I'd be like, you know what? The market's done going up. I'm going to short again. And then we'd start rallying. And it was just an endless cycle of me getting clapped by the market. Bob, 920 and 50 is what I have on my chart. But like I said, I don't actively use EMAs. If you want more about EMAs, look at Alan's. He personally uses them. Out the way, I don't. The reason I put him on in the beginning is because I was watching Stock Market Wolf's YouTube, trying to like understand EMAs more, see if I could use them in my strategy. To be honest, I might get rid of him and throw a VWAP on because I think VWAP could be more useful. Alan uses them though. If you want, talk to him about it. But he also uses VWAP, so he'd probably harp more on VWAP in the end. Brian, Alan's a G. 100%. Fuck, Joe, that's brutal. That's why anytime on futures, I at least have hard stops and OCOs set. If I can't actively watch the chart, just that way, if it hits, it kicks me out. How long took you to become profitable? Just over 2 years, Warium. Just over 2 years. Also, did you use that account yet, Warium? Please tell me it's still alive. I know you got that giveaway. What'd you do to fix your trading? It's a very open-ended question because I did everything. Fuck yeah, Warium. Hope you're doing well on it. In the beginning, I tried to fix everything at once, and that doesn't work for me. Because you're trying to focus on so many things at the exact same time. And when you focus on all of that, to me, it just left me at a standstill and didn't help me grow. When I started to really fix my trading was when I took the time and focused on 1 to 2 things at a time. In the beginning, I didn't fully understand price action. So what did I do? I spent 2 to possibly 4 hours every single night after work just looking at charts. Breaking down charts, I would go through 56 individual names on the daily, weekly, and hourly, draw out trade plans, and I wouldn't take them. I would draw out trade plans on every single chart that I thought had a decent setup. I wouldn't take it. The next day, I would come back, look at that chart. Did it work? Okay. If it worked, why did it work? How could I have taken this trade? If it failed, all right, what did I read wrong? What can I do better next time? I did that for like 5 months, every single day. That was like getting reps in the market without actively being in trades. Is it as beneficial? No, but it's more beneficial than just staring at a chart and doing nothing. Then I had an issue with sizing and overtrading. What did I do at that point? The one thing I did was I sized way down. I went down to 2 micros because I used to trade minis. I was a degenerate. I went down to 2 micros, did not care about anything, did not care about profits. I focused solely on price action, structure, and trading it. At that point, I dialed in on not caring about P&L. That made me not give a single shit about it, which sometimes I still do. You're a human, you're going to make mistakes. But it helped me focus on execution, helped me focus on dialing my entries, and overall just letting the trade work out, focusing on the execution. Then psychology came. I fixed all of that. I knew everything that I need to know about charting, trading, whatever. I was a shit show psychologically. Why? Because I was a stubborn son of a bitch. What did I do? At that point, I journaled. I didn't journal my trades. I journaled my psychology. Every single morning, and I still have a stack of note cards right behind me on my lamp. I would write down on a note card how I felt that morning. If I was groggy, then I would write that down. If the market looked not favorable, like I think it does right now, I don't think it's overly favorable for a larger move to happen right this second. I would write that down as well. And now I would write under it, today's not the day to be a hero. Or today the market looks great, execute. Do it well. Most of the times when I blew up, I would look down at that paper and see it say, today's not the day to be a hero. You feel like shit. The market looks like shit. And I would blow my account. And it took so many reps of doing that to the point I was like, I'm absolutely sick of this shit. And I just dialed in and worked on everything psychology-wise that I needed to. That took time. Even I was profitable with a more so fucked up psychology, like quote unquote profitable enough where I could trade full time for the most part. But it took a while of me really diving into psychology to truly fix that and be at the point that I'm at now. Anyways, so there's that rant. I remember college standing up with my boys, just wrecking everyone's day in Battlefield 2. JT, it's just such a great feeling. One of my favorite things to do in Battlefield, like Battlefield 6, the new Battlefield, is if people are sniping, I love running engineer and I snipe them back with an RPG because I know that would piss me off. And I laugh out loud when I hit them. Can't wait for NFL and NFL fantasy to start again, brother. Should we try because I don't think Jake will do it. Should I try to do a Discord fantasy league this year? We haven't done it before, but I love fantasy football. Like, I will probably be on here after stream talking to you guys. Like, all right, who should I put my lineup and why? All right, what parlay we cooking this week? You know, let's put together a little 4-legger, maybe throw $10 on it, see if we can make 100. Dude, I love football. That's the main sport I grew up playing. A funny story about baseball. I used to, and I'll get to the chat after this. I grew up playing baseball when I used to live in PA because I moved. Most people don't know this. I moved 8 times before I got to where I am now. So by the time I was in like 8th grade, I had moved 7 or 8 times already throughout my life. And it's a lot of like family reasons. And someday I'll probably dive into it. But I lived in PA, played baseball. I did the coach pitch. We got up to machine pitch. And then my brother was in a summer league. And they were like, all right, we need someone to step up. I was like, I'll do it. Well, I didn't know, I'd never done like other people pitching the ball to me. I didn't know you're supposed to put your hand up if you're going to wait. So I was sitting in the box, warming up, strike. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And next one came up, strike. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? The ump's like, put your hand up. I'm like, oh shit. All right, I did that. I think I struck out. But then the next one like nailed me in the side. And I was young. So the ball just like whatever, 70 miles an hour right in the side. I was like, no, fuck this, fuck baseball. Never played again. I wish I did, but I was a little bitch back then apparently and never played it again. I loved baseball until that day. It was just like humiliation. I was like, you know what? Nope, fuck this. But no, I played football my entire life. Are you happy with where you are as a trader now? Yeah, I'm beyond happy. Brother, I'm sitting here every day streaming to hundreds of people doing that. I was catcher in baseball. Streaming to hundreds of people. Just talking. Showing my trades, loving what I do. This is my full-time job. Outside of like quote unquote trading full-time. This is what I do. I love it. Out the way. I'll give you one guess. And I would be willing to bet you would never guess it. Like never. Wide receiver, brother, I'm 5'9". I mean, to be fair, I did go to a small town. Like my senior class when I graduated high school was 102 people. I think 104 maybe. And that was the biggest class that had graduated in like 20 years. No, I was offensive lineman. I was the starting center my senior year. And I held that position over people that were like 220 pounds. And I was 185. And I'm not even trolling. I was number 54. I was starting center. I was backup long snapper because this other dude was just an ungodly long snapper. But yeah. And then cool story. Someone that I played football with in middle school. Because I went to a pretty big middle school before I moved out here. He was the quarterback, but now he's the starting long snapper for the Browns, which is sick. Every time I trade proper size, I notice how much better my trading is. Yeah, Yuri, I agree. And I know I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again because there's a lot of new people here, right? And if people are leaving, I respect it. It's 10 o'clock. I'm probably wrapping up soon anyway. Most people think they're comfortable with the trading size because they see the P&L returns of it and they're like, hell yeah, I just made $2,000 on NQ. This is amazing. I love it. But then they take losses and they tilt. Because the majority of people are comfortable with the trading size that they use when they see the P&L profits, but not when they take the losses. John, what do you mean? Why do I lie about leafing? What's leafing? But no, once you fully realize what size you're actually comfortable with, trading becomes easy. Ending stream. Oh, leaving. I mean, you guys keep me here longer than I keep you here. That's no rant. That's what keeps us chugging along. Hell yeah, Nate. I mean, I appreciate the support. How many likes are we at? 272. I know most of you have probably liked the stream, and there's not many people. Oh, there's still a lot of people left. There's 150. If I walked into a room of 150 people and was talking in front of them, I would be happy as shit. That's why I'm always happy being here. But like the chat or like the stream, hit the little thumbs up, see if we can get to 300. Do I expect us to pump there with 150 viewers? No, because most of you have probably already liked it. Most of you have probably been on stream most of the time, right? Y'all are the diehards. You're here at 10 p.m., you're the diehards. Kids play piano, brother. If that's the thing, you guys ask the questions to get us in these rants, that's how you get them. Starting center was Jackson Hayes, Laker, and starting guard was Deuce McBride. Damn. The one thing, Cleveland pumps out athletes. I'll admit it. We got athletes because there ain't much else to do around here except for play sports. I knew I wasn't meant for ball at that moment. I knew I wasn't meant for ball when I ended up being 5'9". I knew I was never making it anywhere. I'm just vibing. Hell yeah. Why is Ohio so athletic? Dude, people, that's funny, people will shit on Ohio, but if you look at who's from Ohio and what's like happened in Ohio, we created everything. Like we created the world. Like a lot of huge inventions are based out of Ohio. A lot of well-renowned people are from Ohio. Oh, there's a bunch of Olympians from Ohio. There's a lot of like airplanes, Ohio. I believe not jets, rockets were based in Ohio. Could be wrong there. Could fact check me on that one, but I believe they came from Ohio. Like space rockets. Just a lot of stuff like that. A lot of cool inventions. Can you look at gold, please? Do you see it push higher tonight? Of course. No hate, but there's nothing else to do there. Fair, Yuri. Also, though, we're going to keep telling you guys there's nothing else to do because we want everyone to stay out of Ohio. I love where I live. Gold, I like this hourly. Remember, this is what I was looking for. The hourly ability to go lower. If I was interested in taking a trade, I'd probably take it on gold if we got back above the open. The only issue I have here is you look at the 15. What do we say? If you're drawing a trend line, you can draw it, whatever. I'm going to draw it just for this. Just for the talk, I'll delete it after. As long as we hold this overall structure, what is this telling us? We're in an uptrend, right? If we break this, we start a downtrend. If we get back below 26, this chart's bearish. My thing is, I would want to see us over this 45 area. We need over the open. Unless we're over the open, no interest in longs at all for me. But then we have 45 right there, which has already been a resistance. I would need over 45 personally. Or answer the chat again. Call it a night. See you, Jay Lee. Once again, I said I was hopping off. I'm probably going to hop off soon. Just y'all keep asking questions. I'm going to blame y'all, not me. Yep, I can see gold going either way. If gold slams off the open here, this is a astronomically beautiful short. And I will break into every reason right now just because I can. What are we doing? 15-minute lower high. You draw this trend out, went up, failed, couldn't get even higher here, lower high, broke down, rejected the open again, down even farther, rejecting the open again. If we break this, go back below 27, this chart gets ugly. Where else do I think it could get ugly? This is why gold's at a could stance for me right now. It could go up, it could go down. And you look at another time frame. You get the hourly chart. We could set an hourly higher low here. Right? A little bit of a high. Come back down. Hold here. Didn't quite get to the other low. Now we're looking if we get above the open for this little push maybe. However, if we fail the open, we just saw the 15, set a 15-minute lower high. What'll happen? And y'all are about to get the sauce. If we reject that, it'll likely push us back below 46.34s, right? Should. Makes sense. If we get below that, the hourly is now an hourly failure to go higher. That's not bullish. That actually flips more bearish. So then that starts to get this chart weaker as well. So now we have the 15 where if we get above the open, build an uptrend, it can be bullish. But if we reject the open, it can be bearish. We have the hourly. If this hourly holds in 50 minutes, could be a little more bullish. If we reject it, could be bearish. This is very, very neutral right now until we get out of like this. We get out of this zone, I'm interested in gold. We stay in this zone, interest just leaves the window. Same thing on the indices. We look at the YM just because it's a really good example here. We stay in this general area. I have no interest at all. That's why I haven't traded much. None. I don't want to trade the range. I don't want to get stopped out 15 times taking the same trade. I'd rather wait for the conviction to build. Once we break these ranges, I'm all for it. I want to trade. I'm eager to trade, but if a setup's not there, I'm not going to force nothing. I probably forced two. I would agree. I could say I forced 2 trades today. I'll say that. I'm cool with that. Now the 4 hour. We went through the 15, the hourly, right? This 4 hour chart, to be honest, I don't want a long. Why? Because it's a massive hourly failure to go higher. Can we break above it? Yeah, but what would make more sense to break above it? This spike lower, right? For us to spike lower here, we would need the 15 to fail the open, fail this, push back lower, create that lower high. The hourly to set the hourly failure to go higher to give us more of a potential downtrend to push this. For this chart, the reason I would want lower is this is a bearish 4 hour candle. Is it aggressively bearish? Not necessarily, but it could be really bearish. If we break the lows, it's bearish. If we break the lows, we should go lower. If I went along this, I'd want to see it fail to go lower, which means I'd want to see it break the lows and then fail back up. So no matter what, I would want this to go lower. And if it goes up, I likely just wouldn't be in the trade until we break back over high a day. So y'all just got a lot of sauce there about exactly how I trade and exactly how I view the market. If you didn't listen, you can rewatch it. If you don't want to, you're lost. But no, that was a lot of exactly how I trade looking at it. What up, Raul? How you doing? You in any trades? No, brother, I'm cash. I don't like the market right now. So when I look at a chart and say that's why I'm interested or not interested, all of that goes through my brain in probably about 15 to 30 seconds of looking at it, sometimes even less. Everything I just broke down, I can see exactly by looking at this chart for probably like 5 seconds. Of course. And if you don't understand it, bookmark what time it is in the chat and go rewatch it. With that, though, I think that was a good time to wrap it up. We're a little over 3 hours in. Not too shabby. I'll take it, especially for not trading for the past 2 hours almost. Hour and 40 minutes. Robert, you missed it. Robert, I've been yapping, and there's been a lot of heat for the most part. You gave me analysis paralysis. My bad, Joe. But that's just how I view a chart. That's why if I'm not overly interested in something, I just say that. Because if I can see a logical perspective in both ways, I just won't trade. But like here, if gold keeps ripping, the hourly looks great. The 4 hour looks phenomenal if it wants to break over. Could easily be a long. For me, I'd rather just wait till I have that extra conviction where I can't build a short thesis and rip. If you longed it, beautiful. If you shorted it, hopefully you had to stop. Have a great day, Yuri. See you later, SR. But yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap it up. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I will be back on Sunday. Market's not closed tomorrow night. Sunday. 1 a.m. Eastern today. Alan is on. Like 8:15, 8 o'clock, 8:30-ish tomorrow. Jake's on. Tomorrow afternoon, Christian said he doesn't know if he's streaming or not yet. So you'll just have to TLDR that. See if it's Jake. See if it's Christian. Well, someone will probably be streaming. But someone will be on. So I'll see y'all Sunday. Y'all have a great rest of your night.